What a long week it's been. Seems like ages ago we did episode 9 with Mark and Nikki. But here it is. It's AIC with LT10, episode 10 of the Ambition of Critical podcast with Lee Trundle. Who'd have thought that was possible? I know I didn't. You know, we joked about it and we took the piss, and it's actually happening. I can't quite get my head around it. I think that it wouldn't be possible without the people that have been supporting this podcast, and that's all you lot. The 500 or so people who listen week in, week out, who message me on Twitter, DMing me, retweeting, liking, just being part of this little community that's been created. And I'm loving every second of it, and I know Paddy is too, and I hope that everyone else is enjoying. And without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. There's a couple of people who, like you say, put Lee onto the podcast. They'll get a shout out as we go. And we talk to Lee. He's, you know, they say you shouldn't meet your heroes, and I haven't actually met Lee yet, but I've been talking to him back and forth on Twitter, and he's as cool as I had imagined he would be. A lot of people had been asking me questions to ask him, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make it like a fucking interview. Do you know what I mean? Because we ain't no interviewers. You know what I mean? I'm a taxi driver. Paddy delivers letters for a living. We just two guys sit around and have a chat, and that's what we're going to do, because that's what's been successful so far with the podcast. But one thing I will say is that I was under the impression that Lee would not be able to talk to us about the current situation at the Swans. I messaged him 2 days ago to say, look, Lee, you know, there's no problem if we don't talk about that. I'm happy to just talk about the good times. And he said to me he didn't think it would be right if we didn't talk about the current situation. He's up for talking about it. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what he'll be able to say. I don't know how much he'll be able to say. I don't want to get him in any trouble. But, you know, it is what it is. He wants to talk about it, so I'm cool to talk about it. But we won't just be stuck on that. We're going to talk about, you know, everything and the good times. And, you know, hats off to Lee for coming to my house. I haven't actually told my kids yet, because they'd probably flip their lid. So I'm going to go football training with my oldest boy now. And when I come back, I'm going to tell him. Just finally, shout out to Demon Shield Pro. It's at Demon Shield Pro on Twitter. Dan Gums on Facebook. He's got behind us. He supported us. And real cool guy. I like everything he's about. I'm going to meet him. He's coming on a podcast in about 3 weeks' time. And as I meet him, you'll be meeting him. And we're going to have a chat. We're going to get to know him. And, you know, he's going to tell us some stories, I'm sure, because he's been around the country talking to all the top boxers, doing gum shields for them. And that's set to come. But for now, we are going to episode 10 of the Ambitious Critical podcast with Lee Trundle. I can't quite believe it.
Ambition is critical.
So I'd just like to start, Lee, by thanking you for now making me the coolest father on the planet. For about a day before they start realising I'm uncool again, but you coming in here, and we kept my kids up so that they can meet Trans, and they were baffled. That's the quietest I've ever seen them, I think.
Yeah, no, it's nice though, isn't it, for the kids, and you know, especially they probably wouldn't have seen me play for Swans, would they? They would have been too young. Yeah,
well, the thing is, like, they were. My oldest boy was born when you came in the second time.
Yeah.
But they know who you are because of me.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, when they learning about football, and I'm sitting there on this iPad, and we sit there and you know, this is a few years ago and stuff, and I'm showing them you know, on YouTube, you know, the showboating highlights and shit. So I said, Daddy's favourite player, like, you know, for when the Swans and the Vetch and all this and that, and they seeing your goals, and obviously you show them. Like, I love flair players, you know what I mean? So I'm like Ronaldinho, R9, Maradona, you know what I mean?
Can we not fucking compare Trundle to Maradona?
All I'm saying is...
It's alright, right? You don't fucking Diego Armando.
Let's introduce this properly before we get fucking carried away. This is episode 10 of the AIC podcast. This is AIC with LT10. We never thought it was possible, but now it is. It's myself, Ryan Primore, Pat the Cullen, and of course, Lee Trundle. Nice to have you here, mate.
Thanks, boys. Think you went a bit overboard with the red carpet and the go-go dancers outside, like, but nice to be here.
My missus insists on it.
So I have kids are usually like the fucking banana splits when I walk and they loud as fucking running around the fucking living room.
Well,
Trans comes in, they're like fucking Just William.
I woke them up because you rang me, right? And then I was looking for Paddy. I thought Paddy would have come earlier. Because this is literally, Paddy walked in 2 minutes before you. So we never prep fuck all Pad, do we? Right?
Yeah, well, I was hoping to come after him and then thinking, fuck, his colours are cool, can't you? It's fashionably late. Like,
he pulls up outside. And I goes, oh fuck, we'll wind up, hold on a sec. I said, Paddy, wait, come in behind me. So I goes, kids, quick, get over there. I said, Trans is here. Opens the door and he comes fucking
alright there lad, what's happening there lad? Alright there, magic daps in the house lad.
They was fucking spinning.
Like, we had this fat cunt last week.
But so for this moment now, they're going to bed and their dad's the coolest dad in the world. So I'm fucking just chuffed for that. But you know, like, you do this regularly, right? And you like, not podcast, but I mean, you go and you go visit schools and all that, because you've met my kids before. You probably won't remember because you meet a million kids.
Yeah.
But does that ever get like, that can never get boring, can it, seeing those kids' faces?
No, I think even if you go into, like, when you go to schools, like, the kids will probably all ask the same questions. You get the odd ones thrown in, but it's just the feeling about going in there and seeing their faces and how they react. And, you know, I've been a kid sitting there. If I was a kid and a footballer or ex-footballer coming to my school, you know, it's something that you'd never forget it.
Yeah.
It's then, if that footballer then shows you a bit of time and has a chat, and, you know, I think that's a way for our football club as well to start our new fans growing. We all need that little thing to ignite us to go and support a team. You know, we're lucky we live in a city and it's only one football club in here, so most of the kids now will support Swansea, but it's a great feeling. It's something that I done when I played as well. You know, I tried to get out to as many things as I could, you know, whether it's charity nights, schools, different things like that, because that's something that I enjoy doing as well. And I think if you move to a city as a footballer, you know, I believe you've got a role in the community as well. It's not just about coming and playing football and then going home. You know, you've got to get in and mix with the community. And lucky enough, when I come, we were in League 2. And it was a lot easier to go and mix, and you could go.
You've still got to do it, innit?
Oh, definitely.
You've still got. You've earned enough money and then probably enough fame, probably on a fucking national level now. You know what I mean? Not just in Swansea, like that. It could be a fucking prick. I got my daughter pulled out a photo the other day. Look at that. It's my daughter when she was 2, and he was picking her up.
Yeah.
Terrible brown waistcoat, like a cravat, fucking awful.
Hey, do you see me in wine street in the night? Imagine wouldn't be saying that.
Too old at her. And then the other time, you wouldn't remember this. I was in Tesco's. It was in Tesco's. You were at the bottom while I'm walking down. You carrying 6 litres of water and a fucking thing. Now, you're walking past each other. Now it goes either way. Like you like to when you see people. Play it cool, because he could be a prick, yeah. You know what I mean? I always say I'm going to play it cool, but then I met Jamie Afro from the X Factor in the services, and I lost my shit. We met Dennis Pennis, remember? We met Dennis Pennis. Yeah. We were like, brilliant, what have you done to Dennis Alltime's alright, cunt. So I'm walking up the aisle, new car, new fucking litres of water, and I'm thinking, right, dudes, and then you made the first thing, you went, because who knows I know you, and you went, alright there, lad. And I'm thinking, fuck me. What a good bloke, like, you know, never seen him before in my life, fucking, you know, who does that 30 times a day, like. But for me to go away, and I'm thinking, fuck, he's sound as fuck, like, you know, everything he's achieved with us, and he's still fucking, I think that's down to maybe being, old, 40.
Do you know what, 41 now?
Working, probably 40. I take it fucking working class.
Yeah,
we was probably, I know it's 2 different cities, Liverpool and Swansea. He was probably brought up the same as me, like Michael Jackson, A-Team, Thundercats.
I never stayed in his house though.
Bath on a Sunday before Bullseye, before school. He probably brought up the same, like maybe that's what it is.
I think Swansea and Liverpool, they're exactly the same cities, you know, working class people. As you say, I grew up on a council estate with me mum and me nan, lived in the house with them. We never had nothing, do you know what I mean? We was on benefits and stuff, and that's just your life, isn't it? You grow up as that, and even if it was a different thing, I think it's what type of person you are, and you can get people where they might still come from that background, and then they sign for a football club, they start earning a bit of money, they get a bit of fame, and they go above themselves and do that. But I think, you know, you are who you are. If you're a decent person, you know, you just, whether we're sitting here in the kitchen or whether I'm out at an event or something, just because you're a footballer doesn't mean that you should be any different to what you are.
Yeah, well, I think at that time, like you say, when you were coming in, I remember you had that Lexus Jeep, didn't you?
Yeah, the gold, was it a gold one?
Lexus Jeep, because I used to, because I'm on a taxi, so I'm round about all the time, and I remember that time when you signed and seeing you in that Jeep, and it was, without a doubt, at that time, the most flash car that anyone had. Like, nowadays, they're all driving around Ferraris now. And I remember Leon Britton had like a black battered Clio. It had like a dent in the door and stuff. I used to see them all the time in Tesco's.
Yeah,
we worked on Tesco's and we had the contract there. And at that time, those boys, yourself and Leon and Tatey and Forbesy and Monk and that I believe that they were more approachable then. You used to see, there was more visible around the town, like, you know what I mean? And I think, like, you know, maybe you go up to the Premier League and boys are earning this money and that money, because you weren't earning life-changing money.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Swans.
Definitely not.
So you are a bit more down to earth then, and I think you are right in, like, a lot of people, they can come from these working class backgrounds, but then they get 30, 40 grand a week, and then it just fucking goes to their heads, like, you know?
Do you know the thing on it as well, though, lads? I think it's completely different, like, lifestyle, where we're coming in at League 2, and if there was 8 to 10 of us going into Wine Street on a Saturday night, which there was a lot
perfect
of the
storm of boys, wasn't it?
A lot of the time,
You know,
but then we wouldn't get bothered. You get people coming up asking for photos, talking about football and all that. You wouldn't get bothered like that. You'd have a good night out. If 10 of them went out in Wine Street now,
they get on top of it.
Wow, I think it'd be, the people would be even worse. You're talking about press. Then if you got beat on the weekend, like we have been doing now, it'd be, the 10 of them were out, and it would be even more.
Yeah.
So it's like, from the inside, it's a different thing where they can't do what we done just because of the press and the level like that. Not really, no.
That's the worst, like, you know, every fucker got a camera.
Do you know, camera phones wasn't even, when we first come down, camera phones wasn't even out.
Do you imagine how many photos of you and Robbo in a karaoke on the Delphi?
Yeah,
would have been.
I would have got a record contract by now.
One thing I will say, you say it all fucking singing, right? If any of you have ever got a club and all that, and you're thinking of having a guest speaker, I was lucky enough to see Tate and Trundle last year, and I've seen fucking loads of guest speakers. Ruddock, Mickey Thomas, all big characters. Merson, and Merson was the best I probably ever saw. Until you see Trundle and Tate, and Merson was brilliant, but he's a degenerate gambler and a raging alcoholic, right? But you wouldn't see Paul Merson standing on a chair with his top off singing Lionel Richie. Like, it just wouldn't happen, like, you know what I mean? He was the best fucking guest speakers I've ever seen, like, honest, funny, just fucking meant more because it was I couldn't recommend it highly enough. When we went there, when we was with Panic and all that, I thought, how's this going to work? Like, Q&A. You know everything they've done, like, mate, it was brilliant.
Do you know
the best I've seen.
The thing on it, Pad, with the Q&A, I like to do it because then you can get into the audience and they can ask what they want, you know. It might be something that's relevant where they just want to talk about it and they can ask it, where I think if you do like the guest speaking and you get up and you just do a speech, it's the same thing every time. And
I could come and see you again.
That's it, because you could people that ask different questions, and it's people that write stupid questions, so you can have a bit of banter with them as well. And I find it gets involved with them more rather than just getting up and doing your life story and talking like that, because it can get boring.
Yeah, we did this, we did that.
Yeah.
No, I was fucking it was fucking brilliant. When they started
God knows I was up to something.
I'm sure they had something planned, I think. Do you see David Moyes now at Everton? No, West Ham.
West Ham.
How fucking close? How close was he?
Do you know what? I only heard he was at games watching.
Yeah. 100% watching
when I was at Swansea. He was watching me, but then never heard nothing off it. The club never got a call to say that, you know, that they'd put any offer in or anything. I think it was just interest. I think with me being an Everton fan growing up as well, it's like it's even more than they build it up more, don't they? But never ever got an offer in. The only offer that come in while I was at Swansea was Sheffield Wednesday. That was when we was in We were at the top of League One at the time. They were in the Championship, and I think it was in the January, and we were at the top, like near the top, and I thought, I don't want to go now because I thought we were going to get promoted that year. Yeah. And if I could have done it
was that the Barnsley year when we lost in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it was. So if we would have done it, I would have rather went up and played in the Championship with Swansea than Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. So as I said no, I turned it down. So for me, the club come and said they always said if someone puts offers in, we'll come and tell you. And fair enough to them, they did. But at the time I said, I didn't want to go. I was happy at Swansea. Everything was brilliant for me. And then when I turned that down, that's when the club give me the image rights contract and things like that. I think just a little sort of reward for staying.
Yeah. But then the Everton thing, part of me might say, like some people might say, look, his level was there, right? But then you look at say someone like Jamie Vardy, what he did with Fleetwood. There's no way when Leicester signed him from Fleetwood, I think he scored 30 and 35, I think. There's no way when Leicester signed Jamie Vardy, they were thinking England international, probably win us the league. It just happens say you signed for Everton, say it happened, you on the bench, Big Dunk goes off injured, who comes on, scores 2 scrappy goals, who gets a little run, all of a sudden who scored 4 and 5. Next thing you know you are Lee Trundle I think in the old days it used to be when Rush signed for Liverpool, he signed from Chester.
Yeah.
When Lineker signed for Everton, he signed from Leicester. It used to be do well in the lower leagues, work your way up. Now it seems to me as if unless you're this Spanish international,
you're not going to get a chance.
You're not going to get a chance.
I think it goes with the prices that you get them for as well, lads, isn't it? You
get cheaper than
the Spanish ones. You get them where you could probably have a player who's Spanish who's played in the league or in the top league, and he's probably half the price of someone that's scoring goals in the Championship.
You take for example now, right? Tammy Abraham's playing for us. And he's one of the shining lights at the minute for the team, right? Okay, so let's say from City gets 10 to 12 by the end of the season, right? And he goes back to Chelsea. Well, I don't think he's going to get in Chelsea's team.
No.
They'll probably sign someone for 50 million in the summer. But his price now will be inflated by the 10 or 12 he scores this year. So you'll have to pay 25 million for him in the summer, even after 1 year in the Premier League. Whereas, like he says, you can get some guy who's played 4 seasons in that league, has scored 20 or 30 goals a season for less than half that, probably.
And I think that's why the big clubs do it as well. Like the Chelsea are one of the worst for it. I think they have about 50 players out on loan, where they buy the players, get them in. They're getting them in with most of them are never going to play in the first team. All they're doing is getting them out on loan, inflating the price, selling them, and then getting that money back in.
Like a Loftus Cheek, innit? They reckon he's fucking outstanding.
He's unbelievable.
And he's nowhere near.
No.
It's like it's chance it is,
They signed Danny Drinkwater, for fuck's sake. They send him out on loan, signs Drinkwater.
But then, why would you do that? I know, don't get me wrong, he done well in the Leicester team when they won the league, but he done well in a team that fitted him.
It was just that 1 year, innit? Probably never happened again.
Yeah, of course. And I think
Mahrez had the season of his life. Vardy, season of his life. Drinkwater, season of his life. It's just fucking one of them. And every other team around him just happened to be dog shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking...
It's like you're saying there, Pad, about if you would have went to Everton and then got in, scored the goals. I think if you go and a team fits you the way you play, you're always going to be successful. And, when I went to Bristol, we started with 2 wingers who the wingers were rapid. I never played with quick. We always played with, we either had Brits or Robbo, or our wingers for Swansea would play on opposite side, and we'd always come into me, play into my feet, and
Leon play on right, everybody.
Yeah, Leon would play on. Leon played on the right, didn't he? So then he'd come inside and play, so everything could be into my feet. Where I went to Bristol and played with 2 wingers who were rapid, who would get the ball, knock it down. So the ball would come into me, touch, give it to them. They'd get it, knock it. They'd be well gone before I'm getting in the box. And I've never scored a goal with people whipping crosses in and me coming across the box. So for me, that system didn't fit me. And people will say, he went to the Championship and he didn't score goals then. Look at Fernando Torres from Liverpool, going there, scoring all them goals,
outstanding, unbelievable.
Going to Chelsea and doesn't score a goal for 23 games. You're playing in the same league, so you can't say, the league's different. He's in the same league that he's just been ripping up for Liverpool. Yeah. If you're a player, you've got to find the right club that fits you, and for me, Swansea was that club.
I've heard you say I've heard you say that you didn't think he was a success at Bristol, but didn't you score the goal that got what was the big goal?
Yeah, I scored in I scored in the playoff semi-final to get we got to Wembley. We
straight
beat
away.
Palace.
That's legendary fucking
that's legendary
you know
for the fans for that night. But for me, over a period of time of like scoring over 20 goals a season with Swansea, for me going there and scoring, I don't know how many I scored, probably 13, something like that in 2 years. Do you know what I mean? For me, I don't see that as successful. Although I scored important goals at good times, I didn't see it as a successful because I would then always put everything against Swansea and see that's what I've done there.
But the thing is, they are doing the same. The fans are doing the same, and people are looking, and because you were in the Championship then, and they're judging you by what you've done in Swansea.
But then if you know your football and you look at things, you know, they just played a completely different way that didn't suit my play. And even coming back to Swansea, you know, people would say, oh well, they brought him back and you know he hadn't done well in the Championship. Sousa didn't really want me back.
No,
you know,
because we were there as fans. We wanted to play. And he just wouldn't. He was good. I don't think you started a game, did you?
I started 2 games.
Right.
So I started 2 games.
Scored 5, didn't he?
Scored 5 goals. Top goal scorer.
No, you scored 6, mate. Because that fucking goal against Darlington
last game.
The
handball.
Mate, imagine that. I got in. Who back fucking legends? Who back in Peppermint? LT10 is back on. He's walking up. It's like Maradona when he's shaping Naples. All the flag, Liverpool flags.
That's it. The mullet would be going back as well. The blonde spiky hair.
The shaggy ones back on the road.
No, but like even that, like for 2 starts, 5 goals. Our top goal scorer was Pratt with 7 goals that year, and out of the whole championships, every club minutes per game had scored the most goals for minutes spent on the pitch out of anyone in the championship. I know there would have been a lot of players that spent more minutes, but you can only do what you can being put on the field, and you know the way he played, he was so defensive. It wasn't good to watch.
That season, I remember the first game of the season. You were with Bristol then. And we lost 4-0 to Middlesbrough at home. Yeah. Leroy Leiter was up front with them. Adam Nonson was playing for them. He fucking murdered us on the left hand side, right? Him and Leroy Leiter, I think they had 2 each. And we were boring as fuck to watch, terrible to watch. But we would win in games, you know what I mean? We win 1-0. One thing Sousa did was he put the defence right. We were solid there, but we were boring. I spent so much time in the Riverside Lounge. I had to get my season ticket up. Because I was coming back, and my missus was ready to leave me. So I was fucking coming in 7 o'clock, like steaming, because I spent more time in the Riverside Lounge watching a game.
Imagine we'd have won that game. And like anything can happen in the playoffs. Like Sousa could have taken us up, mate. So maybe it done us a favour not going up.
Oh yeah.
Because going up the way we did.
Well, it changes your future then, doesn't it? It changes what we are.
So that Sousa left then. Rogers come in. Was you still involved then?
No, I'd left a week before Rogers come in because I'd
spoken. You fancied him?
I reckon he would have, yeah. Because with Sousa, he used to go with Pintado and Shefty Cucci, and he'd put them on how they defend corners. You know, that's what he would put them in as. And when we used to do shooting, the forwards never done shooting. We would lay up for the midfielders to have shots. And I think that showed how we was as a team. With your top goal scorer finishing with 7 goals, and he's
midfielder.
And like Pratley, and then you had like Pintado scored 3 goals and started 32 games.
Jesus Christ.
Shefty Cucci, do you know what? I think he got a handful of goals, but I don't even think he got 5, and he would have started around late 20s in games. And I'm thinking, you know, just give us a chance.
All Pintado's known for
scoring in Cardiff.
Oh, smashing Robbie Sarri.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he had 2 highlights. He smashed Sarri and he scored against Cardiff.
Well, that's the fucking highlight me, like smashing Robbie Savage. Like, you know what I mean?
But I remember when he signed, right, that Pintado, and I think the first game he played was we were in League One then. It was going to be Championship, wasn't it?
Was it the start of the Championship? But he scored some goal, didn't he?
He scored in it was like the Carling Cup or whatever the fuck it was then. and people were saying this guy is the next star. It was like as if because we plucked him from nothing. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I
They
mean?
always say
And they were calling him the bull and all this. I was like, I won there that night. I was like, fucking everyone was saying, yeah, this guy's like, you know, and then we just never sort of materialised.
Yeah, that was the bull. It was his nickname.
Yeah, the
They
bull,
just
yeah.
missed the second bit off the end of the bull.
Well, like I said, he did smash Sav and he did score against the Scum when I think we were 2-1 down with me, and he scored a second. The volley was on Sunday.
Like say they were on the bench, like we grew up with loads of strikers, like the iconic now, you know, but the only iconic in the bottom is like Andy McFarlane, Jimmy Gilligan, Colin West, Sean McCarthy was my favourite, 86.
Yeah.
But none of them scored fucking 20 goals, mate.
Yeah, well, that's
They was all hitting 10, if
Yeah.
that. It was the first, I think it might have been the first since fucking Latchford.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
fucking...
I come, you know, why I signed was for Flinney and Kev Reeves. You know, they were the ones who gave me my chance in professional football, and I enjoyed working with them. And I wanted to, they asked me to, I'd already knew that I was going to sign before the last game against Hull. You know, we'd spoke, we sorted everything out, and I said, obviously, if you stay in the league, you know, I'll sign, because at that year we got promoted with Wrexham, so we'd gone up to League One.
Can I remember you with, was it Morale?
Yeah, me and Andy.
He was
that
fucking
the
dynamite,
season,
if I remember. Like, don't get me wrong, I've only seen the highlights
he
on
scored
BBC
like,
Wales.
well,
but
he must have got about, I think he got like late 40s in his
Really?
goals
Yeah,
that
he was
season.
one of the top scorers in Europe.
He got like
yeah,
about
he was on fire. Why did they pick you instead of him, man?
better looking.
I was going to say, that sounded terrible.
Now I'm not prepared to drop down a level.
Hey, take me from Andy Morale, you know.
No, but Andy, like, it was perfect for us. I was more like, I like getting into feet, he would be in behind. I
He
think,
was left foot as well, wasn't he?
no, he was right, but he was good with both feet though. I think I got him about 12 penalties that year as well. He was the penalty taker.
Yeah.
But finishing, he was a great finisher. He ended up going to Coventry in the Championship.
Right. Do well? I think I remember him.
He went to Blackpool as well.
Yeah, he went to Blackpool after that. Well, he got promoted with Blackpool as well, up from League One to the Championship as well. But he was a good player, and we had a good partnership together.
Only on Wales News I see it, but I remember his name and all. Fucking hell, I definitely remembered him being a good fucking player.
Yeah, he was a good goal scorer.
Well, what was he like? You know, when you first come down and you come into the fucking Vetch, what's that like?
Well, first I'd played at the Vetch against Swansea in
the Welsh Cup.
I played in the league. I come on sub. I was just coming back from injury, and I remember warming up, and I'd already spoke to Flinney and that as well. So I'm warming up on Tomo was sub as well. So I'm chatting to Tomo. So he tells me like the story. Like, first question I asked him, what's it like for a night out down here then? And I went, we got one street, and he's explaining. I'm going, it sounds good that. So then come on, played in the game, but then played in the Welsh Cup final.
I remember that game.
And I can remember like the North Bank, because they still had a good crowd for that, and like how hostile it was. And I like them type of grounds where, because I think when it's like that, you can tell it means something to the fans. They're not just coming to sit and watch a game and whatever happens. You know, you can tell that they're passionate and that they're involved. We won 2-1, scored the winner, a header. And then I remember I was getting interviewed on the pitch, and obviously everyone's running on, little kids. I remember this little kid giving me a little blow, and you fucker.
Like he won't let you away.
But then, like, I thought, you know, I liked the club.
Yeah.
So when I first come down, with the football, started off well. I come on against Port Talbot in a friendly second half, scored an hat-trick. And then on my debut, lovely day at the Summer's Day, we played Bury. Brad Maley got the hat-trick, and then I scored an header late on. And I think living in the city gets you more involved in the football club and in the community. Because when I was at Wrexham, I lived in Liverpool, so it was only 40 minutes. So I'd travel. There was 4 of us from Liverpool, so we'd just take turns a piece driving, travel in and out each day. So I'd have the odd night out and go out there, but never really got a feel for the club, because I'm not there in the shop, as you say, pardon, someone talking about the footy to me. And
yeah, you're still in Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm still, my life's Liverpool, and I'm just going in. But with coming to Swansea, you're in the city and everyone's talking about football. And I think, as you say, at the time, You know, the last person to score 20 goals was Bob Latchford
That's
in
what-
81.
Crazy.
What it was from my point of view was we had watched football for, well, say, what's it when it come,
2003.
2003. So I would say 22, 23. And been watching the Swans since I was 7. I never really had like anyone who sort of, like Paddy saw Tommy Hutchinson more than I did. He said he used to get him off his feet.
Yeah.
We talked about that the year before. I saw one or two, like my favourite player until you came was Desi Little, who was a right back.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And, like, no one really got me up off my feet, like, until I saw you. And it won the Berry game. I remember watching the Berry game and thinking,
Yeah, that was shit,
"Hey,
that
this
game."
fucking Trundle.
Yeah.
They've been rattling on about this Trundle. I think imagine he scored a header, didn't he, right
Yeah.
towards the end. And then when it the next game, he scored a hat-trick down in Cheltenham.
Cheltenham, the
Right.
away game.
Yeah, and then it went on then and went on. And I remember the game where I saw, like, I was fucking fully on board the Trundle boat, was the Yeovil game when we beat them 3-2. Was
it New Year's Day or something, that one, or around
we were
Christmas?
2-0 up. I think you scored 2, or we definitely scored 1. And then
No, scored a penalty first.
we were 2-0 up, and Kevin Gould scored.
Yeah.
And done a fucking Ayatollah down the north bank.
Carl
didn't he?
Connolly scored the other one.
And Gary
For us.
Williams ran over and done that to the fucking, when they made it 2-2, and it was like 2 minutes from the end.
Yeah.
And I remember standing there on the north bank like this, fucking Cardiff cancer.
Yeah.
And then literally you went up the other end and scored, and that was it. I was like, fucking forever he's going to be a legend, because that fucking, and we were trying to get on the
But they
pitch
were
and
big
everything.
games for us
Yeah,
then, weren't
yeah.
they? Them Yeovil games, they were like...
Played Yeovil every week.
Oh.
Yeah, they were
You know
like
what I mean?
big
We've
games.
always played Yeovil.
Remember we went down to Yeovil, because that was the home game, but we
Yeah.
went to the away game
Yeah,
that
yeah.
season. Oh my god.
Little minibus, wasn't
We
it?
had a little minibus, like, and we filled it. There was about fucking 25 on it, and it was 16 seater. And we went down and we lost 1-0, and it was a shocker of a game.
Yeah, they were always shit games at
Fucking
their
shocker.
place. It was better than ours.
Open end down there, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
No
No
roof
roof on the...
We were lucky it was dry that day.
That guy, was it Gavin?
Gavin
Gavin
Williams,
He's
Williams.
yeah.
from Merthyr now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
ended up
Good
with us in
footballer.
Magaluf, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rocky
He's a good
Reynolds.
lad, you know.
He's, do you know what? He's a great boy. Rocky
Yeah.
Reynolds threatened to chuck him off a balcony.
Yeah.
And he ended up in our room, right? Crazy, you know, what happened. Like, but he was, don't know, same as it. Listen, we fucking all, same age from South Wales. Yes, Swansea at Cardiff, but he was a tiny guy.
He's
You could
a
fucking
sound
tap
lad.
the top of his head as much as
Yeah.
he liked. When we was in that hotel room in fucking Magaluf, he was either going to fly from 30 foot with Rocky Reynolds,
Yeah.
or he was going to stay and have a bed with
get
us.
involved,
And
yeah.
he stayed, like,
Do you know the thing on that though? If you're from Swansea and you're from Cardiff and the rivalry, I'd be disappointed if you wasn't doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've
Exactly.
got to do
You
it.
fucking Simon Cardiff, you attack the man every 5 minutes.
That's like
100%.
you're doing. I come here, so I would do the swim away. I'll still
Exactly,
do
yeah.
it now. I play for Llanelli. We've got to go up into the valleys. We go and play Cardiff teams. As soon as they call me a Jack Hunt, straight away I'll do the swim away, and that's just because that's us against yous, and that's the way it's always going to be.
Oh, right. You were successful, young, quite well off man, right? The closest we got, like the story goes, it's an urban myth, I think. Wilfred Boney goes into Debenhams, asks where the Louis Vuitton section is. The woman laughs at him, says we've only just started selling Roche and John Rocha, right?
No.
That's a no-go,
You know the thing, I just don't go, Pad.
Just for-
you know, there's times where I'd like to go, but the thing is, if I go there and something happens, and with my job now as club ambassador, if I go, someone says something to me, tries to throw a punch, what do I do? Do you know, you're gonna defend yourself, aren't you? Then if something happened off that, the first thing they'd say is, well, why is he going to Cardiff anyway?
Yeah.
It wouldn't
It'd
be nothing about the person that started me. I'm
It
only
wouldn't
going
be
shopping.
plumber from Cardiff, it's
Yeah.
Lee Trundle. It's fucking Swans ambassador Lee Trundle.
Of course.
It's the fucking
And do you know
plumber.
what? You know what the press are like down here? I think a lot of the national ones, they favour Cardiff over us because it's
Well, there's no
Yeah,
fucking doubt in
yeah.
that, because
Do you know what I mean?
we could see that from the start, because, you know, when you did the flag thing with Tatey, it was like, oh, they're gonna. I remember talking to my old man about it, and when the pictures were out there, and it was like they're gonna throw him to the wolves.
Do you know what? They didn't even speak about the game. It was even on one of the back pages, because I'd you know, it had happened. The flag had got through on, the T-shirt had got through on. For me, you know, there's no one in the stadium. It was only our fans. Them T-shirt things are people what they sell them on bumper stickers.
Sells in the
Don't
market,
they?
mate.
Yeah.
You put them- It sells them for every club in
They're on the
Britain.
back of people's
Yeah.
cars. I've seen them at Liverpool, Everton, Man
Yeah,
United,
yeah.
Man City.
Yeah.
But then because of the way it was, it just blew up, and I remember being in Morgan's afterwards, and Tacey coming up to me and saying, "Oh, we've got to go to the police station. We're going to get arrested." And I went, "What for?"
Just scored probably one of the best goals of your career.
That is my best goal, and that's overshadowed because of what happened. You know, they're talking about what happened afterwards, and I'm thinking, you know, what for? And then the next day, I ended up out in
the next day.
No, Then
I was getting fucking booze.
We went up to Swansea go 8 o'clock in the morning. He walking out to Morgan. Marty Morgan got a tie round his head.
You whether had to pick me up from St Thomas or somewhere. I was out all night. I was coming back in a taxi. Because we went to Morgan's, had a party, been out, ended up somewhere. So I lived in West Cross at the time. I'm in a taxi at like 8:30 in the morning coming home. Get out at the garage to get some milk and get a newspaper. Get the paper thinking, goal and all that, buzzing. And then there was a picture on the back, and it had the flag, and it had "ban this idiot." And it had me holding the flag up, and Tatey cut off on the end. I'm thinking, you know, the flag, I'm not a magician.
It's Tatey's out of It's like you're going to throw a Tatey yard on in the flag.
With the spoon.
You give a fuck about Tatey. No, you wanted Tatey. No, Tatey can play. Tatey can play.
Well, what is not playing? Big headline in the Wales Online. Ban Beaker from the Muppets.
They made a fucking massive fuss.
Do you know on that though? It's like, if I'm growing up watching football as a football fan, if like you're like say star player at the time, if he done that for your club against your rivals, and it's not just your rivals, you hate them.
This is part of you. This is part of your attraction. You're a bit of a twat as well.
But then, you know the thing, I think that's part of me growing up in my lifestyle, what I had on the council estate with me mates, and it's a bit tongue in cheek. It's cheeky, isn't it?
That's what I do.
People would see it as like, some people could say, it's an uproar, but even some of their fans have got to say, cheeky doing it. You would have loved one of your players to do it.
Yeah, if they had fucking whoever's up front for them then, and they had done it.
It was at that age, right? I was exactly the same age. At that age, I nearly got kicked out of my house, right? For jumping into bed with my grandmother. Fucking, she could be a horrible fucker. Every Christmas she'd stay with us, right? I was the only grandson she had, right? And she'd be giving it the old, she was Welsh, fucking horrible fucker. I don't know why I was tiny. She'd you'll never get a girlfriend with hair like that. So I'd lean in, and I'd say, who knows why I got long hair like this, don't you? I said, because in Martha's on a Friday night, I takes loads of pills, and my hair goes round on the dance floor. She's like, at my mother, Margaret, you know what you just said? I'm like, at my mother, she's fucking senile. She's fucking lost the fucking plot. Stick her in the nursery home, right? Get in the nursery home. And then she'd say, how's postman? Up at 3 a.m, I'm only making small talk with her. And I'd say, fucking hell, I'm tired. She'd go, you too young to be tired. You too old to be alive, you fucking wrinkle old twat. Fucking shouldn't even be staying here. It's just Christmas time now. I'm hammered, like you said, fucking old signage. You fucking hammered. Gets in, strips off, totally bollock naked, right? Leaves the light on, jumps into bed. Takes about 20 seconds to realise what's happening. I'm spooning my fucking grandmother, right? Jesus fucking all of a sudden she's screaming, Margaret! In walks my mother. I'm there standing over my grandmother with nothing on, right? She's there. Patrick, what the hell are you doing to Elsie? Right? Elsie gets up. She thinks she's having a heart attack. She's like, my old girl's like, Mammy, are you okay? She went, yes, he moaned, Margaret. His willy touched my elbow. Right? I nearly got kicked out the fucking house, mate. Honestly, it was fucking riots. So I'm saying about doing fucking stupid stuff at that age, like, innit? Fuck, we was all guilty of it. Not just him, like.
That was Barron's on the fucking. That was Barron's on Christmas Eve, wasn't it?
When I moved with my grandmother, they didn't cut her up like they cut.
But it's like, like I say, it adds to the legend, you know what I mean?
Of course it do.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it's about. That's why, you know, and now down the line that you're so well respected, well liked, you because of things like that.
Do you know the thing as well, right? I think it's because as a fan, and as you say, we're around the same age, you can relate to it, can't you? Yeah. You can relate to, like, if what happened on that day with the flag and the t-shirt, you can put yourself in that situation and go, do you know what?
Fucking
I wouldn't have done that.
It depends the type of person you are. If you're like us, normal, fuck, I hate the word lad, but one of the boys, right? One of the boys would say, oh, fucking hell, Oh, it was like half up to him. Oh, fucking hell. I can see how that happened. If you're a right square fucking nosy twat, you're going to say, oh, that's disgusting. If you're one of the boys, you're going to say, I can see how that happened.
But then you are what you are.
Easy that.
You are what you are.
And I'm glad it happened to me. We're not someone like, say, Britain couldn't have handled that. Like, you know what I mean? You'd be little. Not today, Gav. No. At least you could take it. At the time, he was fucking fatter than me. You know, like, you know what I mean? They were Tatey. Imagine that drive up there with Tatey. Fucking hell. Tatey just wants to go to the word, doesn't he? He just wants to quiet Sunday. He just wants to give a cricket.
Same again, no, Tate. I think that's why Tatey's fitted in, and he's just, this is his life now. Do you know what I mean? And he's one of the lads where he likes to just go down the local and have a pint. That's what it's about for me.
I said a couple of weeks ago, fucking, imagine Routledge walking in the fucking Word, innit? You know, having got a bottle of Grey Goose. Fucking hell. The Word haven't even got Sky. They might be fucking Grey Goose, innit? You know what I mean?
There's no fucking chance. But like you say, Tatey, and like I say, a lot of boys from around that time, like Forbesy and that, I met, and they were all down to earth, salt of the earth guys. You know what I mean? Just trying to make a living and doing what they fucking love to do. Like,
but then, you know the thing, like we were doing well, you know, great job being a footballer, doing well, but we were all enjoying it. We was enjoying living in the city. We were enjoying going out, meeting the fans, having our nights out, and it was, I think it went hand in hand where the football club was growing at the time, and as you say, where, you know, beforehand from like Latchford and when they played. After that, it was sort of, you're on a lull, aren't you, with them players? And I think when we managed to stay in the league against Hull, I think that gave everyone a bit of a lift, and it scared people as well, because you think, you know, your football club's nearly gone out of existence here. Because if you then go into the conference or wherever you go, you don't know what's going to happen to you. So staying in the league, it gives you that new lease to think, come on, we want to do better. With myself coming, you know, Andy Robinson, the players that we brought in, Britt signed, Tatey had stayed. So you've suddenly on the up then. And, you know, although if you're a goal scorer, you are going to get the headlines and that. But the lads that we had in the team, of course, they got me in a position to score them goals. I was going to say, no,
because I think during that first season, I watched a lot of games that year. It was the first year for a while where I'd been going regularly, like, because obviously I played football myself, so I couldn't go. And I was going all the time then, and Paul Connor was up front with me at that time. And I remember thinking, like, I thought Paul Connor went under the radar in like the grafty.
Yeah,
do you
definitely.
know what I mean? Like, you scored all the goals, but Connor was constantly hassling people and working, and I always felt that he never really got the credit he deserved there, like where you and Britts and Tatey and all these boys sort of got the head.
Yeah.
Like, I always liked Connor.
I know they weren't homegrown players as such, but it was like our class of '92. If that makes any sense. Like that's how you can see, like, you know, fucking, you know, got it for Monk, but as it happens, I think Monk now, he's in one of them rotations, like where Monk isn't
keep getting jobs.
He can keep getting jobs. You get sacked from Middlesbrough. I think he'll walk in someone else.
Oh,
you know, and good luck with him. Fucking brilliant. But like yourself, Tate, you could see Britain if he finishes. You could see him staying at the club, maybe definitely. You know, different, like, you know, in some role or another coaching or. And like they are our
they are
our boys, like, even though they're from all over the place, like, but they are our boys, like, you know what I mean? You know, these players now, not so much, you know, the Premier League players, but
with the, as you say there, Pat, like with them lads, with myself, Tatey, Leon, I'd even go to say as Angel now, as the, you know, once Angel finishes, I think he'll go whether he'll go into the academy, whether he'll start with the first team. I think he'll want to do his coaching. Leon's the same as well. Me and Leon were on our A licence together now on the coaching badges, so I think you'll have that core that want to stay at the football club, where now after them I don't think you're going to get that, because with players now you either get players, I reckon you get 2 years out of them. They'll be too good for us and they want to move on to the bigger club, like, you know, the likes of Gylfi, where you've gone Ash. Or you'll have a player where they'll spend 2 years and they'll move on because they've got to move on. And I think that's the modern game more now. I don't think people will settle at our club like that.
Look, it's not just us, mind. Man United are a selling club. Man United are a selling club. The only two clubs that are not selling clubs are Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah, and Madrid. And that's because everyone wants to go to them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You know, no matter how big or Man United are a fucking selling club.
Yeah.
If Lukaku scores 30 goals in a season, Real Madrid are going to
Yeah.
be sniffing. Simple as that. Like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
We've got to know no limits. Like,
Yeah.
The only thing I'd be devastated about if we went down is looking at Championship's full of fucking good clubs. There's some great days out there for me.
Oh,
but
fuck
what,
yeah.
you know, amazing. It's fucking bigger clubs than the Swansea. Yeah. Championship don't frighten
That's what
me at all.
Millwall Chris, where our mate Millwall Chris came in the other day. You know, he's a big Millwall fan. He said he's been away like pretty much every game this year because it's Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, Middlesbrough. They're playing all these big teams week in, week out. Like,
my worry is though, they'll go down, people lose jobs behind the scenes. Footballers don't. You know, like we talk about Johnny Gray and Anthony Wright, Tatey and like other people at the academy. Can we sustain the academy? You know, then if we go down, do we have an ambassador when we go down? Do we have an ambassador in the Championship? Fuck knows. I don't want to see you. What I do is fucking brilliant. I fucking follow you on Twitter and I see you in fucking schools, and I don't. It fills you with a bit of pride. Like you think, oh fucking hell. Yeah. That's brilliant. That is like,
that's what I'm talking about. The look on the kids' faces. I remember when you met my kids. Like, you probably won't remember, but it was over at Abbott Park and it was like some community day, and I was in work and my missus was there. She took the kids because it was you and I think it was a couple of other boys over there, and she sent me the photo. And the smile on their face, like, do you know what I mean? It just makes their day. That's what it's about. But if you lose that, like,
you lose
so much.
Do you know what?
My daughter's 12. No interest in football. She knows who Lee Trundle is.
Yeah.
She fucking seen the messages. Daddy put 2 kisses on it. I'm like, fucking, Daddy fucking likes it. You do his business, like, he put 2 kisses on the head. So I don't know what he tells me. But she knows who Lee Trundle is. She don't know who fucking Wilfred Boney is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then you're right there, Pad, when you talk about the jobs and if we did go down, it would affect.
Behind the scenes.
It affects 100. I'd go as far as to say over 100 people. You know, because there's so many people working different things, and even myself, like last year when we're at the bottom, and even now, I do worry about my position, because at the end of the day, it's a job, isn't it? So you don't know what. I'd like to think that, you know, I offer something to the club, and if we did go down, my role probably would become even more, because you've got to get out and you've got to keep the community in.
Good shot.
But then for me, that's why I want to do my coaching badges, and because I just don't want to, if something did happen and then I've got nothing, you know, I want to have to say, well, okay, I can do that, and I can also take this team, so, you know, you could use me in different ways as ambassador, as an academy coach or whatever. So for me, I'm trying to get as many, you know, strings to me bow as I can, because I want to stay at the football club. You know, if you look at the way the club is now, I want to do what Kate done, and stay there and help the club whenever I can, because, you know, I have a great life down here. You know, I love my job, I love getting out with the kids in the community, and I love the football club as well. I think certain people just fit football clubs. You know,
I fucking totally agree.
They come along and you just get each other, and you both work for each other, and I believe me and Swansea are that fit, and that's why I would do everything I can to keep a role at the club in any capacity, because, you know, I love it here.
Yeah, well, I know, like, when you said about coming on, and I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to talk about any of the current situation, and obviously I messaged you, and you said to me, you were I think we need to talk about it. So, like, do you want to just get this out of the way? Because, like, it's a bit more serious then, and, you know, a bit more light-hearted than we've been talking. But, you know, what the fuck is going on?
Do you know what? You look at it, Ryan, like, it's hard to put your finger on it to see what's going on. You know, when you're watching games, because for me, I work for the club, I'm involved with the club, I see the lads on a daily basis, but for them 90 minutes, I'm watching as a fan, like you are. Do you know what I mean? And I'll get frustrated, I'll get angry, and it's hard to put your finger on it. Where probably now, if you look at the team, you know, I think definitely at home we play with fear, and I think people will get that mistaken for you're not showing any passion, you know, you don't want to wear the shirt. I think there's a fear factor where they're scared to do anything on the ball. You know, you look at last game, how can you place that many passes just out of play? How can you take free kicks and corners and hit the first man? And you know, when you're playing without any fear, you just go out and you just do things, and it's natural. When you're under pressure, every little thing you're thinking about, you get taking a free kick, I've got to put this ball in, you end up hitting the first man. For me, then go and switch it up, don't start putting balls in, go and play a little short one and go and just do something different. But at the moment it's hard to watch, and you look at it, and for me, with fear as well, to think, where are we going to get out of it?
No. We talked about it last week, and I said that last year we were a poor side that had match winners in Sigurdsson and Llorente, and this year we're a poor side with no match winners. That's what's worrying to me.
Do you know the thing? I think we talk about the Swansea way and say, oh, do you know, we've lost the Swansea way. We lost the Swansea way probably at the end of Monk.
Yeah.
Before Monk went, we stopped playing that way then. We brought Guidlin in, and he was sort of where a Paulo Sousa type, where you'd get a 1-0 lead, you get everyone behind the ball, you bring a forward off, you put another defender on, and you'd be under the cosh for 20 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't enjoy games. You'd be going, oh, and then when the final whistle, it wasn't joy, it was relief that the game was over. You go from him to then, was it Bradley come in after him, wasn't he?
And then
so Bradley comes in, and then for me, really nice fella, wanted to do well, but just didn't have
I felt sorry for him. Yeah. I still do.
Do you know, I see it different, and if I'm just watching the game as fans, I'd probably cane him and everything. But then when you're behind the scenes and you're going in the office afterwards and you're speaking to him, I'm the same. I feel sorry for him, because like he's trying to pick your brains on, you know, what you think you need to do. And I felt sorry for him in that position where you come to the Premier League and it's a tough league, and you might watch it from afar, but once you're in there, it's completely different to playing in the American League or the American National League. The tempo, what's on the game, it's completely different.
How much he's analysed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything, you're scrutinised over everything, can't you? And then even last year, you talk about us, like the people that say we're only losing a Swansea way now. Last year, we was getting goals off set pieces.
Yeah.
And, you know, free kicks with Gylfi putting them in, or getting wide, putting a cross into Fernando. Now, that's not, for us, that's not the Swansea way, but what it was, we needed to do that. So you take away the Swansea way because it's effective, and that's what kept us in the Premier League. So then you lose that, and then you're in a situation now, who do you look to? You're looking to a young kid who's come on loan in Tammy, who, you know, I think he'll do well, I think he'll get goals, but I think he needs more support. I think the way we set up our midfield, and the gap between him and the midfield is too big. I always, if I'm watching games, because I've been a forward, I watch, is he getting chances, and how can he create things where, when our midfield get it, we want to receive the ball safe side of their midfield, so everyone's in front of us, and then we'll pass. We might have to go back. We haven't got that player who's going to break the lines, who's going to get in, take someone on, either get a shot off or slip someone in. And I think we're missing a number 10 in there, and that's a number 10 to get on the ball. Because if you look at us, who would you look at in the squad now? And this is no disrespect to the players, because they're all good players. They're all technically good in what they do. But who's the player who's going to unlock something and do a bit of magic? And we haven't got that player, have we?
No, we talk about the only one that we feel that can do it at the moment is Fur. You know, but the problem is with Fur is that he's inconsistent minute to minute in a game, let alone game to game. Do you know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah, but then I think the way we play as well, he's not far forward enough to put him in that area. But then if he makes a mistake, you've still got people behind the ball to win it back, because he's probably the only one who could take someone on. To be fair, in the last couple of games, we're probably looking at Nathan Dyer, who's looked one of the dangerous, where he's getting on the ball, he's trying to drive.
And he's been outstanding for us, Nathan Dyer. But he should be coming to the end.
Do you know the thing, what you look at, Pad, as well? It's like us as a football club now, like the other week we started as, at the end we finished with Wayne on one side and Nathan on the other. Now for me, after 7 years, there's no disrespect to them, they've been brilliant for us. After 7 years, surely you've got to have players that have come in and have took over them. And the same with Brits, and Brits will say that himself. Do you know what I mean? For me, Brits is the go-to player when you need him.
He's
in there.
Still a player we look for as fans.
But as a club, we should have surpassed that, shouldn't we?
Brought someone the minutes Britain have been on the pitch, we've only conceded 1 goal, and that was against Leicester. All the minutes he played this year, only 1 goal been scored while he's been on the pitch. Isn't that fucking worrying?
Yeah.
No, it's really worrying. Same as you, and he was saying about the Swansea way. The Swansea way, I think, come about when we got into the Premier League and Rodgers. There's far too many people who've just come along at the Premier League.
But even I'm saying Roberto started it off, didn't he, Pad? But then Brendan added that extra flair
right.
to it.
But to me, alright, it's great playing football at the back and the Swansea way, what have you. When you had Llorente up front, there's nothing more exciting than getting it to the wingers early and then whipping it in for him, right? Like Sam Allardyce used to play when he was managing West Ham. He used to play it long for Andy Carroll. Alright, you're not playing it to the full back and the full back and then giving it to the midfielders. You get it forward quickly, but that's he's the main man, Andy Carroll. To me, that's still exciting, man.
Yeah.
You know, just because you get it forward quickly, it's not pretty. To me, that's still, if you're making 10 chances a game
well, that's what
by
you want
playing along.
You want to go to football to watch chances, don't you? And
Graham Taylor in the 80s, like when people would say he was a long ball merchant, mate, you had fucking Luther Bliss at one wing, John Barnes the other, two of the fucking most naturally talented footballers in the country, if not Europe, like, you know. There's nothing not exciting about that. It's fucking awesome, like, you know.
I think what's gone into football now, and I think this is even starting at like grassroots level with coaches and that, people think that everyone has got to be a footballer, has got to be a great player. So if you're a centre half, you've got to bring the ball out, you've got to pass, you've got to Cruyff turn, you know, feed the ball through. If you're a defender, defend and do your. That's your job is to defend.
That's honestly, that's one of the things that spins me out. Fullbacks want to be wingers. And centre halves want to be centre midfielders. If they were good enough to be wingers, they'd have been fucking wingers. And if they were good enough to be centre midfielders, they would have been centre midfielders.
Exactly.
Be a centre half and be a fucking fullback.
Because, you know, we beat Huddersfield at home. If Huddersfield would have switched that round and played a bit longer, we might not have won that game. We were only getting joy because they was thinking the keeper thought he was better than what he was on the ball. Defenders thought he was, and they're trying to play out and getting caught every time and creating chances.
Well, they've won like 2 out of 3 since we beat them. They were fucking garbage against us. I thought, fucking hell, they'll definitely be below.
Do you know,
when
they played us, I thought, that's them down. They've had the little bit where they've had some good results because they've just come in the league. But I thought that was them done then. But as you say, they beat Man United at home and
they won.
He looks a pretty nifty manager, mate.
Yeah,
if he was a smart manager, he'd realise that what they did that day, which we talked about here, was fuck that.
Yeah.
They had a guy who was like 6'3" up front and built like a brick shit house. They should have just been launching balls at him.
But I don't think they think like that. They look at the football and they think that's the way football should be played. And you look at Barcelona, you look at Madrid. You're forgetting, look at the players that they've got in there. Cool. You could just, not even, as a manager, you could not even go to them all week, let them do what they want, go out Saturday, and they'll still win a game because they're all world-class players.
Yeah. Spain won the fucking World Cup without the fucking striker. They played that false number 9, didn't they? You know what I mean? It was the other World Cup or the Euros coming out.
Yeah, it was the Euros, wasn't it?
But fucking hell, that's the fucking testament to the fucking players they got, like when it was Sharpie and
When you're a manager at any level, and this goes Swansea Senior League, you play to where you're strong. Of
course you
do. If you've got a big guy up front who's got in the air and you've got a fast boy who plays wide, you go, right boys, we're going to get a ball out there, we're going to swing a fucking ball in the box. Everyone wants to overcomplicate the game now. They want a fucking number 9 who's 6'4" to be bringing the ball down and turning players on the fucking halfway line. That's not how it works. Do you know what I mean? That's not the game, like.
Yeah, and but I think that's the way it's going. People are trying to complicate it too much with like changing formations and changing it too much and tinkering with things where you've got to look at the players, what you've got, and pick the system for them players. You can't just get a group of players and say, "Oh, we're going to play this system," because you don't know whether it's going to work because you've got to play to people's strengths, as you say.
Yeah. How far down the line are you with your coaching stuff?
I'm on my A licence now, so you've got your A licence and then you've got your Pro licence.
Fancy it? Bearing in mind with your profile and all that.
Do you know the same thing I spoke about before, Pad? It's like, say if you got offered the manager's job, saying like a year, 2 years. For me, in the back of my head, do I want to take that? And then your shelf life as a manager is probably 2 years tops. Yeah. It could be 6 months.
I wasn't talking down here, man. I was talking in general. Like,
but then the thing, the only way I would do it in general, Pad, is if I never had a job here. Like you said before, I'm happy here, and if I don't be a manager, you know, I wouldn't look back and regret it because I think my life is here. So even if if it went out later on down the line, I was with the academy, I was with the 21s. As long as I'm here with the football club and working in that fulfills me. You know, if you look at first team, it's like it's hard because you know that it's 2 years, and then after that, what do you do?
Don't go.
I move, you move away.
You're not come back down to this level.
You're not going to be Dario Gradi, like, you know.
Exactly. You're not going to have a job here, get sacked, because if you get sacked, you're going to it's going to end up like because you've done bad, and it'd break my heart if then the thing I've built up with the fans, if you got to manager and it was going wrong and you heard him saying, "Oh, get him out back," it'd kill me, and I don't know whether I could take it. You know what I mean? It'd be hard.
Like the Gerrard thing, innit? Gerrard's teaching the kids, like, Gerrard's going to be the next Liverpool manager.
Oh, he will be manager at some point,
100%.
Definitely.
But then,
It's
how does that end, innit?
Do you know, for him as well, like,
even
if it does, you know, his life probably doesn't change because he still lives in Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right, he would, even if he got the sack or whatever, he'd still be known as.
Well,
as
they still
Like
probably love Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course,
well, he do.
Yeah,
and Kenny went and won the league with won the league with Blackburn. You know, said the stress of management was too much. And then I think it was a year or so took over the Blackburn job.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then they've only just named a stand after Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah, like last week.
In Liverpool.
Yeah, Kenny Dalglish stand. Yeah. But like, well, it goes to show he won the title with Blackburn, and fucking Liverpool are celebrating beating Man United.
Yeah,
winning the title. You know, even that worked out well.
Yeah, because Liverpool beat Blackburn that day.
What
was
Jimmy Redknapp had a free kick.
West Ham drew with Man United,
and he called missed about 4 fucking sets.
and
so Dalglish had the whole fucking stadium celebrating
because Redknapp scored a free kick right at the end, to put them 2-1 in the lead. And then if you remember on the Sky pitches, there's Liverpool fans leaning over to Dalglish going, "The game's over, you've won."
That's it. Yeah. Oh, he'll always be a legend up there, like.
But then for what he done for Liverpool as well, and you know the partnership with him and Rush and the player that he was unbelievable.
It was everything. It was though.
Do you know what I started off, Pad, as Liverpool when I was younger? When I got to Liverpool reserves, played for Liverpool reserves. I was just there on. Well, yeah, this is the way. Back then I didn't take football serious. You know, it was a game of football to me. Playing for Liverpool reserves.
You got that far then?
Yeah. Well, I was.
You obviously haven't read Trundle's book, have you?
Mate,
I fucking read it.
I read it until he's taking a piss up me, like, it's in the living room floor, and she's like, "Look at Paddy reading Trundle's book." Should have usually reading Harry Potter.
Well, have you finished the Cliff Murders yet?
No, I'm fucking research up on him now. At the minute, I think Trundle done a Cliff Murders.
I've been blamed for some stuff. I'll probably get arrested for that.
It was in a take, but I can't take you.
Yeah, so I was at Liverpool reserves, and the borough where I live in, Liverpool, Knowsley, we had a football team, and we're playing in a competition up in Kiel near Stoke. So I had a game for the Liverpool reserves the next day, and they said, "Come up, we're in the semi-final." Went up and played for them. We won 2-1, scored 2. All the lads are buzzing. So I was supposed to go straight home after the game. I ended up going out with them, staying out all night. Got one of the lads to drop me off 8:30 in the morning. I was still pissed. Got back to my house, went home, Liverpool trackie on to Anfield to meet the coach. Must have still been
buzzing.
Yeah, got on the coach, played that game, and then got called in the office on Monday and said he wasn't keeping us on.
Because of it.
Well, I don't. It might not have been Pad. Do you know what I mean? But that was me. That was my last game. I was 18. But then I was training with the first team and all. That was the first season Stan Collymore signed.
Right.
So he was there.
Spice Boys.
Yeah.
So good side is that?
Yeah.
Well, you look like in a white suit.
I know. I was training with them all. Ruddock nicknamed me Latis. That's what he used to call me in the training because I was still doing the tricks and everything. So it was good. After that, when they released me, I sort of, never fell out of football a little bit, fell out of watching the game, was playing a lot myself, and then my cousin was a massive Everton fan, and he'd always sponsor games and all that, so I'd go the game with him, and then it come through that way as well. So I fell out, like I had probably a little bit of anger with them because they never kept me on, do you know what I mean?
You started quite late then, football-wise, really.
Pro football,
pro football, I was 24.
Fucking hell.
You was playing up in the Northern League?
I played in all of them, right? I played in every non-league. I've played
was that enough to see you by, or was it just part of the money?
Yeah, no, so I first started when I was, 18. I went to Bearscow, local club, played for them. I think I played about 8 games and I think I scored about 9 goals, something like that. Got sold to Chorley for $7,000. So
you do still have transfer fees.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so
that was fucking $7,000 more than we paid for you.
yeah. I was on a free. Yeah, so went there for $7,000 and then I was on about 200 quid. So if you're looking back in, what was that, 97? Living in the house, you know.
200 quid for to play football.
That was just my money going out on the weekend. Didn't have to pay bills, food, so that was me ale money there.
If I'd have known he was going with $7,000, we'd have probably signed him for the fucking Saints. We could have all chipped together, like fucking you know, I think we could have raised $7,000. Like the 200 quid a week, we'd have been fucked. But you could have had a free bar in the morning.
I would have took that.
The offer's still in, man. We can fucking mess the offer. Fucking hell.
But you don't look back at that, and I know you can't live your life with regret. That's one thing I would never do. And you know, do you think, fuck, if I taken it a little bit more serious, and if I would have maybe got my running with it?
Do you know? I look at it two ways. Right? I look at it like if back then, if I would have done that at that age, I probably would have fucked it up anyway, because my head wasn't. I seen football as a game of football. So I was in non-league playing for like Southport, who were in the. What Southport bought me for $15,000 from Stalybridge Celtic. Went there as like one of the big signings, and then like I'd rather go down to the youth club with my mates and play 5-a-side than go to training. So my head wasn't in it as a job. Do you know what I mean? And I think if I would have got a chance at a club, then I wouldn't have went, because my head wasn't switched on to.
That's why it's pro football, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. So. From when I was 18 to when I was 24, my ability never changed. I always done exactly the same, played the same way. So it was just your mental side and how you conduct yourself is massive. And I think I don't look at it at regret, because I look at it as that sort of everything you do in life, it builds you, doesn't it? And it you know, it makes you what you are. So for me, then coming into professional football, to then, you know, Swansea when I started doing well, I've seen the other side of life where...
Of course you have, yeah.
I had to... My cousin...
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
The life we've got now, like you said, the big cars, the big houses, the fucking, you know, the adulation around the town. You know what the other side is like.
1,000,000%.
You know, you know a 20-odd who thinking, fucking hell, you like just playing in the street, like...
Yeah.
Until I had my daughter about 25, I'd still go for the kickabout now. Down Ashley Road with all my mates, if I had fucking time.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops you is time.
Yeah.
You know, 100%, as a gang of boys, we'd still fucking go and have a meet up, just to have a kickabout. Like, that's what strikes me, like you. Like, I think even now to this day, we're talking before we come on now about who being at play football. Like, how fucking amazing is that? Like, he was up there last night, he was up there again tonight. That's the love for the game, like, you know what I mean?
But that, for me, Pad, that's where I'm most happiest, when I'm out on a football field, whether it's downplay football, whether it's at the Millennium Stadium in a final. You know, it's still, to me, it's a game of football where it's something that you love doing. You know, luckily, I think because you love it anyway and you work that hard, you get to a certain level where, you know, you're good, so you just love playing. And, you know, I remember I first started at play football when I come back as club ambassador. Someone got in touch on Twitter and said, do you fancy a game of 7-a-side tonight? I think he was just having a laugh. Yeah. So I messaged him back and went, where is it, mate? So then he's put play football. What time? 7 o'clock sound. I'll be down there. Keep an eye out for me. Obviously, I don't know who you're at.
Wear a false moustache and a fucking balls on a fucking mat.
I'm a bunch of flowers and stand under the clock.
Trigger happy to me. The cat is black. I think we'll know who you are.
So then they like must have thought, he thought it was a wind up, thought I was just having him on. So then I've come in and he come over and went, and I went to hello mate. And then to this day,
could have been any old twat. It could have been right. It could have been a right bunch of booties like.
But then for me, it was a game of footy, and to this day, I'll still play on a Monday night with them. We play in the league up there in the 7-a-side league, and I'll still play with the same bunch of lads.
When he was playing as a kid, because we played street football, and not enough kids play street football these days.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? So
Spot on.
right, so like obviously me and Paddy from different parts of Swansea, but I imagine he's the same as me. We had where I lived in Mount Pleasant. That's actually where the kids used to congregate, right? Because there was a big house on the end, like a pine end, and a goals painted on the wall, and that was it. It was World Cup Willie, 30 kids, World Cup Willie, and I always felt like that's where you learn. That's where you learn physicality. That's where you learn the touch, really. Because like I would say 6 or 7 or 8 years of age, and there was kids of 13, 14, and all that. So you got to take the knocks. You got to take the offers. You got to learn. So you did the same thing. When did you first think like, fuck, I'm pretty decent at this game?
Probably around 10, something like that. I always used to play with the older lads, and where we was in Liverpool, our teams was our road, because you had our road had a team, and then another road would come to us and play us in our road, and we'd go and play them, and that'd happen all over the estate. So every road had a team, so you were playing against. So every game's like a derby, isn't it? So you're playing against. You could be playing against 14-year-olds, as you say. You're 10. And especially me, if you're taking people on, you used to get kicked to foot.
Yeah.
But then I think that gets you strong, doesn't it? It makes you ride the tackle, it gets you better. So then when you're playing against your own age, it's like, it's easy because they're hitting you and they're bouncing off you because you're used to bigger lads hitting you. And probably the same as us, what else was there to do when we were growing up?
Just play football.
I used to get a ball and a kit for Christmas, and that's it. You'd go out and you'd have a kickabout. There was no... Like, I didn't have computers or nothing when I was growing up. I was just ball, and I'd be out in the road. I'd go out, especially summer holidays. You'd leave the house at 9 o'clock. I'd come in like 7:30 before the lights come on in the road, and that's when you had to be in. You'd never let your kids do that now, would you? Like, not know where they are and go out. But it was different then, wasn't it? Yeah. You just used to go out
from
and play.
the age of about, I'd say 7 to 13, when we find like girls and drink and shit. That's all you've got in life. Yeah. Is football.
I had a bike and
football. Fuck the bike.
I rode the bike to the park and play football.
I got no balance because of my years. Like, I can't ride a bike.
You did crash a moped into Edge.
We went to Malia in 98. And I jumped on a scooter and I said to this fucking guy behind the fucking thing, I said, oh mate, I can't even ride a bike. We're going to have to... No problem, my friend. I'll give you a lesson, right? We jumped on the back of him, right? And I said, what do we do? He said, just turn that. Turned out, we drove into a bush, right? Fucking guy. Really broke the guy's neck. He walked back to the shop. His hair's all over the shop. He said to his mate, no one give the fat fucker a bike. No, you go on your friend's back for 2 weeks.
I did. I was fucking back.
Everyone else is riding on my we like that. Slow as fuck. Like, woman walking with a washing on her head, fucking flying past us. Like. But that's fucking, anyway, the 12, 13, that's all you had. I drove past where I lived one way, just a fucking 2 up, 2 down terraced house. That's all I did was chucking footballs against fucking a wall back, like you dreaming of being Rush going fucking. You go past that street now, it's all cars parked. So there's nowhere to play. Like there's nowhere to play.
No, there isn't.
Where I grew up in Mount Pleasant now, because of the tech, because Mount Pleasant, it's the fucking Trinity St. It's University Institute, whatever the fuck. There's so many cars parked there now. That wall that we played on, you couldn't play football because there's cars everywhere.
You see a kid on the street playing football now, you'd be thinking,
where's his parents?
Fucking mental.
How are they letting them out?
Yeah. It's all 3G and.
But then do you know what? That's what builds you as a player, isn't it? And that's where you get
you couldn't have fucking got away with the shit you got away with as a pro if you didn't have the fucking ability to take the knocks that you learned in the street.
Yeah, of course.
Because I imagine, especially playing like League 2 level, and when he was in the Northern League and that type of thing, that because I know if I played against you and you were doing all that to me, I'm going to kick this guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you must have had that a lot. Like,
well, look at the Huddersfield game. Was it Peter Jackson the manager?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. He was fucking raging with it. Like, and that's one of the games Pully made him, didn't it? You know what I mean? That game.
Well, that was on the shoulder.
That game changed your life.
Yeah.
That manager, could he be man enough to say, oh, fuck, bit special, eh? No, he fucking hated it.
Yeah.
He
despised it.
And I think it lasted for a couple of years, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Well, I got 2 men sent off in that game for just trying to kick me. One kicked me on the floor, one just come in with a tackle and just tried to go through me. But then I spoke to one of their lads, it was only recently actually on Twitter, and they were talking about that game,
Right.
and he said in the dressing room, why didn't one of you just fucking 2-foot him in the neck?
But that's your fucking
mentality.
If I was playing with him,
Yeah.
I'd have been one protecting him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd have been running in as soon as someone kicked you. But playing against you, my first fucking challenge would have been up.
Do you know,
right
as soon
around
as
there,
I hear that, I like it as well.
Fucking
do you know
right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's
Got it.
like, in my head, I'd switch that the other way around and think, you can't get the ball off me, you can't get near me normal wise, so you would have to do that. And I think as soon as someone is trying to kick you, they lose their head of marking you properly. Because all they're thinking is trying to hit you. And when someone's trying to hit you, you can see it coming a mile because they're going in with everything. They're not standing up and jockeying, they're flying in to try and hit you. So it makes it easier to go past them in a way.
Whereas who should be more worried about the one who don't see coming?
Yeah.
The quiet one when fucking running up from 20 yards.
Yeah, of course.
smashes you with an
Yeah.
elbow.
Like the Maradona thing with Barcelona, the Goycocheas and all them. When Maradona went to
butcher of
Barcelona,
Bilbao.
just a smash every week, like, you know.
That's why, like, when you try and judge players against them and say, oh, Maradona, Messi, Maradona, Ronaldo, you look back then and the tackles that they used to get.
Horrendous.
It's not going.
Tackling on the
They were
throat,
coming in like kicking
Yeah.
up at you up here, and he's still riding over
Still
there
going,
with the
yeah.
ball. And
I like you were saying the other day when I was with Millwall Chris, like, you look at the defenders in Serie A when Maradona was playing. He's playing against Baresi and fucking people like that. And then in midfield, he's playing against right guard and all that.
I know.
You know, he ain't fucking
And he's
playing.
running it on his own.
Yeah.
He's not like Messi, when he's playing against fucking Getafe. He's playing, he's playing against the best players in the world.
Think of the shit
Serie A.
pitches they were on as well back then, where it's just more
You look back, you can put in Maradona highlights and you see the tackles, and you see the fucking shit pitches, and you see him just carrying on.
But then that's like when you try and
compare.
compare them, because if you switch it round now, probably players are more athletic, the fitter, stronger. So it's like, it's hard, isn't it, to, like, lifestyle wise, back then, although they were still fit, you know, they would have got on the ale and all that. And that was their lifestyle.
Fucking Maradona was on a beak, probably.
That's why he was probably riding them tackles. Wasn't it?
See the video of him shooting a journalist, like,
Yeah.
Jared, Tatey's behind him, they cut him off.
Tatey was on the grassy goal.
It was no one about like that. I just feel game was fucking League 2 or League 1?
League 2.
League 2, that was in the vet, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
the vet.
last
No, like
last
the
season of vet.
soccer AM stuff and like the fit. That's when it fucking kicked
Well, that's
off.
what started it off, wasn't it? It was the shoulder roll.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, Tim Lovejoy, his ex-wife was from Swansea.
No way.
Yeah, she's a Welsh girl. He got kids.
Yeah, he's got a couple of kids, but he was with it at the time. I think someone out of her family was at the game
and
said, "You'll have to get this today. You should see what someone's done." And then it went from there. Then they sort of see me do that, and then they kept an eye on me. Then towards the end, like, you know, after that, when like they said, "Listen, like, rang, you know, Fenners who does Soccer AM now."
He's great.
No, he's funny,
very funny guy. Very funny guy.
Like. He rang and was speaking, and he said, "Listen, when you do something,"
he phoned you up himself.
Yeah, he said, "When you do something, try and have a look at the clock and see what time it is, and get in touch." He said, "Because I'm sick of just going through a full game scene." So I find myself doing a trick and then going, looking at the clock and seeing what time it was for them.
Pen and paper.
I can't see any other player.
League 2.
The only two I can think of, right, is Rodney Marsh when he was with QPR. But we're talking 70s. The only other player that I can think of making an impact like that was Steve Bull.
Yeah.
He's the only one I can think of who ever went. England had to pick him. He scored 40 goals, 39 goals, 40 goals. Playing for England, I remember him scoring against Scotland. I think he won 2-1.
Yeah, it was, they did.
Bull scored, like, you know, so he was in Division 2, and this is the old Division 2.
Why the fuck didn't anyone sign him in the top?
He wouldn't go. He wouldn't
leave.
He was happy. He was happy, like, just happy, because they must have come in for him.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Fucking hell, mate, he scored 40 goals a year, like, playing for England.
Do you know back then, though, probably at Wolves is a big club, isn't it?
Huge,
They're in the Championship. If you probably look at the clubs that were coming in for him, I bet they wouldn't have been paying him much more if it might not have even been more, because the money wasn't in them, was it?
Yeah.
You know, they would have been on decent dough, but it's not like now if you were in the Championship on 20 grand and you could go to get 80 grand somewhere if you were scoring 40 goals. Back then, they wouldn't have been that big of a gap, would they?
Well, that Ben Woodburn had just signed a contract.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, should I be saying that? I don't know whether you heard that. Close source. That's too fucking late.
You inside the club with Liverpool? Does somebody not fucking tell us?
Glenn Hussein phoned me last week. someone say he signed 30 grand a week, like, you know,
Yeah.
fucking, he's
30
done
grand
now,
a
isn't he?
week
You
at
know?
18.
18, yeah,
Fuck
he's done
my
now.
elbows.
You know what I
But
mean?
then, do you know, if your head's not right, that can kill you the other way.
I
can't
bet,
it?
yeah, I bet.
You know, imagine if you're on 30 on 5. If you look after that, you're done, aren't you? You can retire.
For life, mate. Done for life, like.
Don't motivate you though, does it?
Well, it depends. It depends. That's what
That's
we're saying,
your
right?
problem,
It's what
being a pro.
motivates. If money motivates you, would you then realize if things get hard? Would you go, well, I'm on 30 grand here anyway, so
I think that's as fans looking from the outside in now, as the club as it is in a minute. That is probably if your League Two team was fucking playing shit, we wouldn't consider money, would we?
No.
We just go, these boys are not good enough. Don't worry about it. But when you see money like 30, 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand, fucking 100 grand, and you go, these cunts got to be a bit better than this, like, do you know what I mean?
I think it heightens it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Then because you're going to work, struggling, whatever you're doing, and then you look at the team and you look what they're in, and then when it's not going right on the pitch, there's more things to get you back up, isn't he? Where you start getting at
You probably shouldn't look at the
things.
coin because it's just.
I think you're always
That's
going
the
to,
game,
though,
and
aren't
that's how
you? You're always,
everyone's at. It is what it is. None of us, like sometimes I hate people who, I got mates with Martin Morgan's boy Charlie plays for Saints, like cracking boy, like. And sometimes when I see people like on social media going for the board, and I'll probably get a bit of stick for this, like, you know what I mean. Sometimes I think, fuck, it's nothing we wouldn't do, like,
I know,
say leading takes a lot of stick, right? Say he had a chance now to sell, he invested in the club. I fucking didn't, like, you know what I mean? I was fucking on the Kingsway every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't take a bag of fucking money up to some service station. So and say he gets a chance to make fucking life-changing amount of money that will fucking see his family right for life. I ain't gonna give a fuck about some fucking builder from fucking Winchwang and slagging me off. I'm gonna sort my family out.
Can I come from the other side?
Go on, anyway.
Right? What I will say from the other side of the fence, I completely understand what you're saying, and I don't believe for a second that any Swans fan would resent any of those people that saved the club in the first place making any money, right? I think where the resentment comes from is where they've made their money as regards to who have they put the ownership of the club, the stewardship of the club in the right hands. I think that is where the problem lies, right?
I think it's an hard one, right, isn't it? Like, if you look at them, like as Paddy's saying, right, they put the money up at the start. Now, if we would have got relegated that year and went down, I don't think Swans fans wouldn't be outside going, let's have a whip round for the boys and get them some money back in.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think when they sell, because, you know, a lot of them, all right, Martin was well off because he's done brilliant in business. Hugh, Lee, the rest of them probably are not well off to an extent what they could be, and it's hard, isn't it? Because if everything goes right, you know, nothing gets mentioned. It's like, oh, we needed to sell the club for a takeover. These have given the money in. They're going to spend this money. So if we're now challenging in the top 7 for Europe, it's like, oh, the boys have brought money in. Yeah. But because it's gone bad, you're always going to get people that say that. And at the end of the day, it's like, it is, I see it from both sides, because I do see it from the fan side. I see it from their side as well, where it's completely changing their lives. But because of, if in any other business, it'd never be frowned upon, because it's business. But because it's football, and we've all got our feelings involved with the club, and we love the club, and you see them not doing well, it's always going to hurt you as a fan, because that's the easiest thing to pick on, isn't it? To say, oh, they've sold the club, they've sold us out, and it's hard because, as you say, all three of us are sitting here and we can see it from two ways, but your love for the club, I think, will always take over your emotions, and you'll always see the worst in what's happened, won't you?
And as well, sometimes as a club, the cycle just runs out. Like, we were never going to be in there forever, were we? You know, how many years we've been there? 7, is it?
7, it sounds 7.
Can you believe we've been there 7 years? Sometimes maybe it just...
Do you know, if you look at it, if you look at it when I first signed, could you believe we'd be even in the Premier League?
No.
Playing in Europe?
Yeah, beating Valencia 3-0 at their ground.
No, fuck.
Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Great night out, Valencia as well.
I fucking regret.
You know the thing, Pat, it's like, that was me. I think that was my first year in the job as well, and like...
Fucking been doing it that long, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
to go out and to watch your football club at them stadiums and to see them against them teams. And even though I'm not playing, you look at it and think, look how far we've come. And I think that's why it hurts now as well because you've been there,
Yeah,
and you'd always think you're gonna sustain that. And as a football fan, you think that's it. I think every club has a lull. You know, you look at Man United when Ferguson went for a club of that size, where they were finishing
7th, like.
Yeah, they should never finish 7th, should they? But you know, it happens in football. I think with us now, I don't want it to be this early in the season and for everyone to lose faith and think, oh, we're down and this is it. Don't get me wrong, it's not looking the best now, but me being from both sides as a fan and as an ex-player, you don't realise the power that the fans have in when you're watching games, you know. And I know it's hard because your emotions are going to get involved, and when they do a bad pass, your natural reaction is to go, oh, fuck. But like, speaking as a player who's been out there, the fans are massive to get behind the lads. But
can you feel it when it's a bit poisonous? You can you really? Yeah. Even with that many, like, I know people who boxed, and they say when they box, they can't hear the people outside the ring. Do you know what though,
Pad? Boxing, you're one-on-one, and you've got to keep your wits about you for all of them 12 rounds.
You can't switch off as a footballer.
You can't. As a footballer, the ball could be down there, and you could be up there. You know, you're going to be free at some point. The ball's going to go out a lot of times, and for players that say, oh, you know, you don't hear the crowd, don't get involved, they're telling lies.
If you walk up and take a throw in and someone's calling you a fucking minge, you're going to hear them anyway.
And that's why, like, I felt sorry on, you know, for the weekend. You got Sam Clucas.
I wasn't there. Me and him were there the weekend, and I heard the Carl and Clucas got booed, and that fucking pissed me off because that shouldn't happen. Do you know what Clucas as well?
You know what a fucking boy feels like? It fucking.
Do you know what?
That's still a boy.
I go in the dressing room. I go down a training ground and I see the lads, and you know, it hurts him, it affects him. He's a new player coming to the club. He's a midfielder who's got asked to play left back, so he's doing a job there. And then when the fans started booing him to go off, I thought, oh, don't do that to the kids.
Effort that fucking takes to boo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, fucking hell, I'm not a fucking booer when I'm down the stadium. Fuck, I don't boo the opposition.
Yeah.
I don't boo the effort that takes to fucking... Fuck me.
I didn't like that. I did two things. We weren't there. It's the first game that I didn't see a minute of. Was this? I watched the match of the day when we come home. We had other things on, but that I heard that Clucas and fucking Carol got booed, and then I heard fans were having a go at each other in the stand.
Yeah,
and both those things pissed me off. Yeah. I was like, fuck. If anything, as fans, whether me and you may have different opinions, but you should got to stick together. Yeah. Right, everyone got to fucking stick together. Booing a players gains absolutely nothing. That's counterproductive as fuck. Even if you don't agree, and if you think Clucas is a load of shit, and you think Carl's a load of shit, that booing them gains you fucking nothing.
Well, you lose more. You lose the lads, don't you? You know,
the players start resenting the fans. The fans resent the players even more,
and then that's what gets poisonous, right? And then you're out on it hiding to nothing. Then because people then stop caring about each other. Yeah. They think, as a player, you probably think, well, why should I try for you when you're booing me all the time? And they then, you're not trying, I'm going to boo you. So no one wins.
Well, like you said earlier about fear, like I fucking Clucas probably thinking, if I could do with a week on the bench, but
if I misplace a pass now, they're going to boo me, they're going to call me a prick, they're going to call me a sinner.
You ain't going to try anything.
It's not good for his confidence. And we talked about this fucking early on in earlier podcasts. At the moment, we could see that nobody wants to take. Everyone's like you said about being afraid to be the one to take that step past.
They don't want to make a mistake.
They don't want to.
That's why they go back. That's why they keep
going backwards. They keep simple. But that's not going to win you games. Like, do you know what I mean? Someone needs to be brave right now. Of course, we need players to be brave right now. Because we may as well fucking, if we're going to lose, we may as well
go down fighting, definitely. And do you know what? I think the fans would take that. Do you know if you go out and you see them having a go and you see them trying to get at people, taking shots, trying to take people on, and it doesn't work, I think the fans will take that and think, well, at least you're having a go. But now the way we are, we're playing with that fear and playing with that safety where they're too scared to try and have a go. So they want to keep the ball and not make a mistake, and that's a thing where it doesn't get you anywhere either, does it?
But something there as regards to whatever they're doing up to this point, they need to doing this international break. Now I fucking hate international break. Yeah. Right, okay?
International football, unless it's a tournament of golf.
Yeah,
right, okay. I'm not interested. But this one was like well timed for me. I'm like, fuck me, give me a break from the Swans for 5 minutes, like, right? But during this break, they've got to get together. They got to sit down and they got to fucking speak about it, and they got to go, look, we're gonna have to go out fighting because if we're gonna lose, we're on the verge of losing the fans, and if we don't go out fighting, then we are going to lose the fans completely. And then we're just going to go
Before
down with a
Christmas.
whimper
Yeah.
before Christmas.
Yeah.
Just go.
Because he
just
had got
change
us
some
out
of
the
what
shit
you're
before,
doing.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Like what he did last
No,
year
fucking
was
do it.
fucking
It's a different
unbelievable.
side.
You know?
Different side.
Yeah.
That is a completely different side. The played last year that I watched is a completely different side. But like I said, the massive difference in that side was Sigurdsson and
Yeah.
Llorente. You know, Fabianski is a fucking top draw goalkeeper.
Yeah, he is.
He's a top draw. He's a Premier League goalkeeper. I believe Tammy Abraham is putting everything in he can for the game. And I think in between those two, the rest will need to have a little word with themselves. I'm not going to single anyone out any more than anyone else. But I don't think you can blame Abraham for anything. And I don't think you can blame Fabianski for anything.
I think it's position-wise in that as well with us, isn't it? You know, and we've got
Square
too
pegs
many
and round
players
holes,
of the same type of player. All great ability, but they do the same thing. If you look at Key, Brits,
Carroll.
you've got
Fur.
Carroll, Fair.
Lucas maybe if he plays in the middle of the park if that's his position.
Yeah,
Sideways.
Sam would be
Yeah.
the same. Even if you go to the bench and you got young Jay Fulton, you know, they're the same type of player, and that's where you need that variety, don't you? You know, it doesn't. Even if you had, you know, if you had 10 Diego Costas in your team, you're not going to win
course,
games,
yeah,
are
yeah,
you? Doesn't matter how good they are at doing one thing. You need that balance, and I think we're missing the balance in the team. You know, we come to a point where we were crying out for wingers, so we go with wide men. We put AU out wide, but then he drifts in a lot.
Yeah.
He's like his brother done exactly the same, where you put him in a position and he just drifts into
They
different
are pretty similar
areas.
players, mate, aren't they?
Yeah,
Fair play.
so it's like there's no structure of what we are. You know, if you look at us now, the way we're set up, the midfielders are all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
And each one does the same job. Where we need someone who's got a variety, as we said, a little bit of flair to go and unlock it. And the same thing as well, start having shots from outside the box.
Did you see that? I saw that. I'm not a stats man. We fucked the stats.
Yeah, I'm not a stats man.
But I saw this last week was the amount of shots taken by teams with the last number of managers. So it was like I think maybe Guidolin was, which surprised me. That's what it was, because I remember making a joke on a WhatsApp group saying get fucking Francesco Guidolin back. Yeah. It was like 13.8 shots a game.
Yeah.
Right, okay, and then it went down, and it had Rodgers on there, it had Bradley on there. It had Monk on there, and at the bottom was Clement, and it was like fucking 7.1 attempts on average per game. I don't think we're taking 7 shots a game at this moment in time.
I don't
I think
either.
they must be fucking talking about his whole career, because we took way more shots last season. That's bumping that average up. I think that actual average for this season is more like 2.5.
But then I think even you go onto the gaffer as well, and you ask, like, people are saying, "Oh, sack him," but it's like, who do you bring in?
We said that.
And it's like, at the end of the day, like, for the clubs that he's been at, he's obviously got something
Top
about him
man,
as a
isn't he?
coach.
Fucking
You know, you don't go to them clubs.
No.
The manager doesn't bring you in if you've got nothing to offer. And I think if you go down that route, you just become like a Sunderland, or where you're just waiting to get relegated.
Yeah.
So you bring someone in, it doesn't work for a little bit, you sack him. Someone comes in, he gets a bit of a tune out of the players, saves you. Start the next season, go again where he gets bad, and you sack him, and you just get in that cycle where I think now we need that bit of stability where we want to try and get ourselves back to where we are. And if you keep doing the sacking thing, you know, you don't get anywhere, do you? You only end up one place, and that's going down.
You see Howard Kendall thing, like we said, I think we said 2 weeks ago, like Howard Kendall nearly got sacked.
Ferguson as well, wasn't he?
Ferguson won it. Like that's the myth in it with Mark Robbins saved his job. I read like an interview with Martin Edwards, who was the chairman. He said that's bullshit. Like.
Yeah.
But he wasn't far off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That year he was touch and go, and then Howard Kendall wins every fucking thing with Everton.
Yeah.
Fergie wins every fucking win with Man United. I'm not saying football's changed now.
Yeah, it has.
No, but no managers don't get a chance from a bad run. You have a bad run, you fucking go on.
you got it.
I don't think that's fair on any fucker. You know, just one bad run.
Obviously, they're not going to get rid of Clement now, because they would have done it if they were going to do it, wouldn't they? I would assume.
Yeah, I think so. Like.
But I think they stopped taking bets last weekend after they
Did
lost.
they?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Do you know the thing? What's stupid as well, though, with the way they sack a manager? So that manager who's got sacked for that club for getting relegated, then goes to another club exactly the same.
There's a massive.
So it's like, well, yeah.
massive payout.
What do you think you're buying? So all they do is they get relegated, but they just swap clubs and all around. And like,
so it was Moyes, isn't it? Moyes got to West Ham. What are West Ham going to achieve now? You know, Sunderland didn't get rid of him because he was fucking great. Sunderland got rid of him because he was fucking awful.
Yeah.
You know, so you're looking at West Ham thinking, where do you think you're going to go from there? Like, are you going to bring in like a young manager, like untested? You know, I think we've got mentioned with the Everton job was Sean Dyche.
Yeah,
Dyche.
But he's gone out now. You look at Burnley; they are exactly as Sean Dyche was as a player.
Yeah.
Put everything on the line, work fucking hard.
That's what
Everton fans want that as well.
That's what I say.
If you're Sean Dyche, do you want to make that move? Because he's settled there, he's got a Premier League club, it's in his mould of a club. He moves to Everton, it's completely different.
Yeah. But that's what I say about it's got to be the right fit. Now, if Dyche goes to Everton and they go, listen here, you've got another 100 million to spend here, that comes with a different type of style of manager. Now, you're not managing a team who just are happy to stay in the Premier League. Yeah. And even if they finished 1 point place above the relegation zone, Burnley would still, their fans would be buzzing. You know, it's a different thing. So for me, with Dyche, with Everton, I probably wouldn't want him to come because I think you're just getting a manager who's used to having a team where they're just happy to stay in the league or come down.
They need to real goal and get like Ancelotti or some shit like that. Like, you know,
that would be a good one.
Down when you Joey Barton have it off with that Jim White in the week, like.
And I've seen he's been having a good few people.
He's not setting everything.
That's why he's there, you know what I mean? And he said something about Unsworth, tactically inept and fat. Yeah. And Jim White went, "What do you think you are? Like, what are you doing?" He said, "Somebody was saying tactics, fair enough. Like, why do you have to bring her up? Yeah, because he is." He said, "If you look at the players, how can they look up to him?" And like Jim White was saying, "Man, he was just bang out of orders, just looking for screen grab, just fucking cheap shot, just to get little 2 minutes of fame, like, you know." And
Joey's always been like that. He's controversial, isn't he, in what he does? Do you know off the field and that he's a good lad. We're both from the same place in Liverpool, from Ayton, yeah. And he's a good lad, but he's outspoken in what he said. And you know, when he speaks, he's articulate as well, isn't he?
He's a good speaker.
Just
seems as if he acts a little bit more clever than he is.
You know what I mean? But I think a lot of his stuff is sort of shot for shot.
Yeah, of course,
do you know what I mean? What he says.
Like he used to be as a player, in fairness. One of them players who, if he's playing for, who like I fucking love.
Oh, you love him, but you hate him.
He was playing for Man City, and this was before they had all the money and that, but he was in there. I thought, fuck, I saw him like Gerrard, if you know what I mean. I thought he had that type of ability. I remember he iced Gerrard in one game, didn't he? Yeah. Fucking hell.
Well, we're from Gerrard's from the same place as well. Is Joey's estate, Gerrard's estate, and then my estate? They're like in three different next to each other. Yeah.
All like the same age as well.
No, Gerrard's what? He's probably
Gerrard's my age. Gerrard's 37. Yeah. My age.
And then Joey will be around the same age, bit younger than Gerrard. Probably could be 35, something like that, 34, 35, yeah. It's the same as if you play football in Swansea, you know each other, don't you?
Well, that team Steven Gerrard was in as a youth team, and that's the team Andy Wright was in.
Yeah,
Michael Owens Wright my age, and there was I remember a photo of because Wright was up in Liverpool from when he was probably 13 or 14, I think, something like that. And I remember that photo of him there, Righty down on a ball, and then Gerrard standing at the back, and he's in that team, you know.
I'll never forget Righty. He was fucking for Bishop Home. We were playing against someone in the old Mover. This is before it was a stadium. Yeah. I don't really remember. He used to be just fucking where the shops are now was football pitches, and
the AstroTurf was on the shop side, and the grass pitches were where the Liberty is.
Oh right, yeah, of course, So picture
they'll have the running track around it as well.
That was the
play finals here, but over the water.
It was
15 pitches.
Okay, yeah.
Like many knew with this, right? Yeah. And we played a school game there, and we were in the fourth year. Right, he would have been in the second year, and right, he was picked for our side. And I'm thinking, fuck, who's this little cunt? Yeah. 2 years younger. That's a fucking prick. And he has a free kick and he stanchions it. You're thinking, yeah, he's got players there. We'll have him. He's alright. He's not bad. Fuck yeah. Yeah, the Liverpool then. Fucking quality. Like.
We grew up playing against each other. He was playing for West End, I was playing for St Helens when we was kids, and we both playing centre midfield and just chasing him around the fucking pitch because he was quality. I played against Bishop Owen as it happens, and I was about 14 in a cup final over him over, and he took a free kick and he drilled one, and I was in the wall. And it smashed me straight in the balls. I mean, the worst one I ever fucking had. Dropped me like a sack of spice. I couldn't get up for about fucking 5 minutes. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't know why you remember that. Like about that game. I remember fucking pissing basically for the fucking rest of the night.
Is do the players who see now, do they like sort of respect you? Like you never had, like you might be walking in and every fucker's like Trans, and then these players of the Premier League and they're like.
No, they're all sound pad. Yeah, well, I'm down the training ground. If I'm not out at the schools and things, I'll go down the training ground. Then.
Training or just
I'll just watch training. And if they've got appearances, I go along with the players as well. So I'll if they're not training in the afternoon, we'll go. So for yesterday, we were at St Thomas School. Me, Sam Clucas, and Fernandez. So went over there. So I'll bring the players. I'm the one who gives them.
Right.
Who were the leaky?
I give them their appearances.
Yeah.
So I sort all that out on a road. Like I have a girl in the club. She does the rota, and she'll sort out who. And then I do the players on a rota whose turn it is. So you're not having the same ones out all the time. So I'll be in with the lads, and then they'll always asking me. I'm still playing at Llanelli now, so they'll be asking, "Oh, how many just scored this week?" and stuff like that. And I think. I remember when I first come to Swansea, so I try and get a feel for the club and do a bit of background and see the players, what they've had, and go through the years. So for me, probably Kurt was like that way. But then I would look up to Kurt for what he's done, and I would speak to Kurt and advice in games and talk, and he would talk to me about that. These wouldn't do that with me. I'd speak to Boney on just football matters. But I used to pick Kurt's brains a little bit because for what he'd done and respect him. So I think they know what I've done for the football club. So all the lads they're all good lads.
What's another Llanelli thing? Is another urban myth about the story how you signed for him. I don't know where it's fucking true.
I'm listening to this. I don't know.
I heard the story goes. I can't remember who told me. Fucking Ryan up. The story went. Hello phoned him. Said, "Will you sign?" You like that guy on Twitter, the fucking play football. Maybe he was just putting it out there, see what happens like. And he said, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." And then he sort of said, "How fit are you?" More or less saying, "Oh look, go sub, come on." And then fucking, is that what he done?
No, he said it was even worse than that. Well, I played with Illo at Neath. We were strike partners together, so we knew each other from then. He did, because I used to travel back to, before I had my daughter now, Lily, she's 14 months old. When I first come to Swansea, every other week when Swans are away, I'd travel back to Liverpool and play for my 2 local pub teams. I play on a Saturday with the lads.
It's going to happen for the Saints today, 100%.
Saturday with the lads in one pub where we're from in Page Moss, and then on a Sunday, my other pub that I'd go to, so I'd play for them. So I'd travel back, so I'd be gone. I'd leave Friday night, I'd come back Sunday, or sometimes Monday if I'd have a Sunday with the lads. And then when the baby was born, I thought, I can't, my missus is here on her own, you've got to have your time, but I still wanted to have a game of football. So then Illo rang me and said, would you fancy coming down? And I said, yeah, I'll have a game. So he goes to me, so how are you? How are you feeling? Are you still fit? And I said, yeah, I still train every day, still play me 5-a-sides and all that. I've still been playing at home. So then he goes to me, so do you think that you'll be able to hold a shirt down for us? And
you fucking know.
Maybe cocky cunt. Yeah. I went. I said, I'll be the best player in the league, and he went, oh, that'll do me. And then I went and played on the Saturday for them. We beat Aberdeen 3-2. I scored an hat-trick, And then on the way home I give him a text and said, do you think I'll still hold that shirt down? He just sent loads of faces, the monkey faces with their hands over.
Yeah, it's taken off a bit.
He still laughs about it now. And
he's taken off in
Yeah,
fairness. Like,
it's easy to talk about Cletley. This is only one question.
Fuck, here we go.
No, I'm not talking
Don't start him off about the left.
I'm not talking about me at Cletley. People wanted asking us to ask you questions. I was like, no, I don't do that. This is what we do. We just sit on having a fucking bullshit, like, do you know what I mean? But I took one, right, okay, and you'll understand now, right? This is literally one guy. It's from my mate called Paul McCannell, right? And he asked me to ask you this. How do you manage to keep a straight face and keep your game together whilst having to play in the same team as the ridiculously big-nosed moron, the Pelican Lee Bevan?
Do you know what? I've known Bebs for years. You know, in Just Passing, he used to work in the Village Hotel. So I'd see him in there. But then since signing for Llanelli, we've got really close. Me and Bebs are real good mates now.
Yeah, by close, mind, he looks up to like a fucking father figure. Generally, now. He is the new Tatey. Like, I believe me, Bevel's going to get cut out of every fucking thing.
No, he's a good, you know, people go
people
go on about him a lot as saying he's thick, but he's a really good lad. He's a good laugh as well, good to have in the team.
I don't know him, but was it him and Joe Clark that like showed you this podcast, like made you listen to it?
Yeah, it was them. It was Bevs put me on it first because Bevs had it on in the car because he's had Mitch on.
Right, yeah.
And Mitch was going on about the his story when I went to his house. And that's who put me on it. And then Joe said he'd spoke to you.
Well, without them two, this wouldn't have happened. Like Joe Clark, you know.
But then, do you know the thing, though, Pad? It's like you need a link in something, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, like he's put me on, listen to it, so I was listening to it a little bit, and then for me, it's like I've heard it, and you just get together, you have a good talk, you have a laugh, and then for me, it's something. Yeah, I'll come on and have a good chat because it's something what the fans are into, isn't it? And you know, when we talk about the fans, I think the ones that listen to this are the proper fans, aren't they? They're the ones
that
you know, they've been there probably from the years when we was at the Vetch, and you know, for me, it's a working class pod. You get on, you have a laugh. You know, you might be talking about footy, then you could be talking about Sunbird and Aldi who hasn't saved you. It's just a laugh about anything, and you know, I thought coming on would be a good laugh. You know, something to enjoy.
We appreciate having it.
Well, massively, you know what I mean? You coming here gives us the rub, if you know what I mean? It's like fucking... We joked about it. I think like the first fucking podcast we were sitting here and I'm having a baby and we joked, maybe one day we'll have fucking Trundle on. You know what I mean? Like a novel, you know what I mean?
And when it came up number 10, we were like,
fucking that's the perfect one,
Chris Ware, fucking he's gone. Some other fucking he's gone. Cancel it all. Fucking 9, 10.
No, you know, the truth of the matter was, you know, we didn't do it for any reasons as to just have a fucking laugh, and then it came to this, and obviously, what did Joe Clark told you about?
Well, we were just talking about it. He said, I'll have a word of Transu, like. I went, fuck, mate, he wouldn't even know who we are. Like, he said, no, he puts it on in fucking dopey Bev's car on the way to football. I went, go on. And I come home, man, and then there's just a message.
Yeah, because I sent you the message.
Lee Trundle, like, that's when I had the 2 kisses, like, you know, and all right, Pad, you know, I'll come on. I'm like, trying to, I don't know how cool as fuck. Right, you're not going to fucking believe this! Cancel Sir Trevor McDonald! Bobby Darrow can go at the end, we got the main man, number 10. I love Zaffalet, who looks like he has a fucking good laugh. Who more or less, who fucked Stebo off, who run from the Optimist, didn't he? Right? Everyone's favourite. Who go at the Op, right. Noah's Yard, bit pretentious for me, right? Noah's tidy fella, like, no doubt we'll have the AIC podcast in his side soon.
Fuck it, we are.
The Uplands Tavern, never really fucking like the Uplands Tavern.
It's hard to get served, isn't it?
Yeah, the Verve ain't for me because I don't own a blazer. Anyone who wears blazer with jeans, who's not Jeremy Clarkson, is fucking embarrassing. And the Winkle Picker shoes, not for me. But the Optimist have opened. Of course I'm going to be biased, he's my fucking pal. But it's perfect. Yeah, it's finally a party up. I was like, say, oh, fucking hell. And then in the morning, having avocado on toast. And then in the night, and smashing it, like, you know what I mean? But the Turks, because of fucking trans, they've turned into their base. You go to the Optimist on a Friday night, I guarantee you see all the Fleshley boys
in our trackies.
Oh, in their tracksuits. Honest to fucking God, they
we'll just go if we have a fair few Friday night games. So
because of you,
yeah.
So all the fucking Joe Clark's chuffed. He couldn't play otherwise.
Yeah.
You know
So then Friday night game finishes. Straight to the Optimist and we'll have a drink in there. So we're allowed in our trackies, go have a pint in there, and it's brilliant. But it's good for all the lads to get together.
Amazing.
As well.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, even at that level, like, mate, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The games you play, if you've got a bond, right, if you play in the middle of the park with a fucking guy who's actually now your mate, I don't give a fuck. All of a sudden then, who gets closer, who gets clicky, and who perform better on the pitch, in my opinion.
Definitely, because then what you do, Pad, it's like, it's not just your work colleague, it's a mate that you care about. So if you see him in trouble, you're going to go, yeah, lad, I'll back you up there, I'll have a team up. Where if it's not, you could just, if you're someone in the same position, because there's always someone else on the line who's the same position. So then some people could go, well, you know, he's the weaker link rather than me, I'll just do my own job. But if you're mates and you're close, you help each other out, and that's how the best teams are successful.
I honestly think if anyone gets into Trundle, Bevel's going to be like Saving Private Ryan. it's going to be like Platoon. It's going to be classical music. Save yourselves! Fucking Bevel's going to tell my mother I love her. So Bevel's going to go the extra mile in the end of the
We've got to look after the friends.
Oh fuck, guys. Will you be having the same? You're going to run the fancy dress Christmas party. You've got like you did with the Swans.
Yeah, but these don't have a fancy dress. We went to Bristol last year.
So with the Turks now?
Yeah.
Right.
So we had a good night. Obviously, when I've been there, I had a few contacts with clubs and bars, so sorted that out for us. And we had a good time. We're going to do it again this year as well. Going to have another go.
Was the Swans fancy dress night went on in the street, didn't it?
Unbelievable. Especially like you just have that back room in Revolution.
Right.
Would be... You'd have a doorman on there, like used to be just everyone in fancy dress, and then just used to be birds that go in, lads to try and go, no, sorry mate, you can't come in. But lads would be out with the birds, and their birds would be leaving them and going into the fancy dress.
Going in with
you'd see lads
she's naked fucking Scooby-Doo in there, right? Fancy dress just makes everyone go fucking madder, right? When we've only ever really had one. No, we've had a couple. We had one in Banter who come dressed as a pimp, but he looked like Mr. Wimpy. That's when they ended up like fucking craziest. Chuck the settee on the roof. Him and his brother are sitting on the fucking roof on the settee, like all the security guards trying to grab them.
We haven't been
up there fucking since. We had a night in Swansea, fancy dress Christmas, I think it was, when the season.
It was towards Christmas.
Oh, fucking. We all got fucking banned from Ritzy's for it. Like, fucking. It started off up the farm. We was out with all the farmers' boys, and Batman runs into the farmers. Local pub full of fucking everyone playing euchre. Fucking Batman runs in. If you sees him, tell him I am coming here, and run out through the lounge, right? So everyone's fucking looking around going, what the fuck was that all about? Like 2 minutes later, 4 Ninja Turtles comes in. Where'd he go? Woman behind the bar just fucking give up on him. He went that way, right? So they all runs out. We all fucking reach to the Bremerlin, has a taxi down, goes to Ritzy's. Everyone's in fancy dress, like 30 of us, like, oh, brilliant. Chrissy Gray, one of the boys who listens, policeman now, dressed as Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
He went to the bank to get money. We all went in. He goes to the door. Lawrence, remember the big black guy, legend in Swansea, like, not tonight, gents. And he went, why? He said, he went, well, call us. He went, call us. I'm dressed as Dr. Evil. He said, he'd just let in Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Scooby-Doo,
Bertie Bassett.
Bertie Bassett, a man fucking in flippers with speedos, called himself Drunken Goodoo, and four Ninja Turtles. Gray want to go get changed. So we all in there. Who knows the drill? When he fucking in fancy dress, everyone's dancing. One of the boys, Cobley,
dressed as Darth Vader.
yeah, he comes up. Get over here. It's kicking fucking right off. Someone just called my outfit shit. Right? We've got to understand Cobley. Darth Vader, great outfit. Yeah. But Darth Vader's fucking 7'2". David Cross, fucking Green Cross Gold man. 7'2". Cobley's 5'1". Right? You look more like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs. Right? So he goes over there now, runs over, shoves the wood in this guy. Fucking absolutely fucking uproar. The Ninja Turtles were shit. They got sticks, nunchuckers, they shit out. They fucking know what to be seen there. No running around doing fuck all, right? Some guy's on top of me. Who comes over and saves my life? Bertie Bassett. Fucking Bertie Bassett heads turned around like, Gaz, was dressed as a stormtrooper, runs over, hits this Valley guy over the head with his gun. I said to him the next day, why don't you just shoot him? Fucking hell, right? Lawrence carts us all out. We all fucking banned for 3 months for her. Fucking ended in tears. We didn't have no backroom and revolution. We weren't spoilt like that.
Do you know the thing I like about the fancy dress is like, obviously when you get there everyone's having a laugh and that, but it's a bit later on in the night when everyone's had a good drink and you see like 2 characters talking normal to each other. So you can have like one of the turtles talking to Darth Vader and it's like a proper conversation and you're just looking across and that's the funniest part.
Yeah, and who gets left on their own, like you standing in the kebab dressed as the Hulk. You're like, look at this fat cunt.
What happened that night was actually 3 of us, me, Leon was the lion from fucking Wizard of Oz. I was dressed as the fucking Scream because it was like around that time of Scream. Thank fuck I had that Scream mask on. I took it off, I looked exactly the fucking same. And there were 3 of us, we went to Escape. So obviously we were in Escape, we missed all that. But in Escape, everyone was pilling like fuck money and they were right off it. And we were doing a fucking napping like that.
You can't go to fancy dress or sitting there like that. So I was working this week. Fucking hell. And this weekend I was fucking jazz band weekend in Treacle Bay.
Oh fuck, it's an update. Is this an update?
Well, this weekend it's gonna kick off in Treacle Bay. Anyone going up to Treacle Bay with their family, avoid it like the plague. There's more lesbians up there this weekend than gay pride in Manchester. It'd be like a fucking prisoner cell block H convention, right? And he does fancy dress on the Saturday, like big thing, like you know, more or less everyone in fucking Donna's jazz band would be in fancy dress. They're in fucking fancy dress when they're doing a jazz band with a big hat. I don't know if it happens.
Is that in Port Corla? No.
That's it. Yeah. Last week it was the Elvis weekend. This week you'll have all these idiots fucking with their trumpets and all shit like that. So on the Saturday they got fancy dress. So my missus texts me on the way from work. I want you to see my outfit when I comes home from work. I'm thinking, aye. And she got a heart on the end. 2 kisses like Trundle. Right? So I'm thinking, aye, fucking hell. Women in fancy dress. It's either going to be French maid or if I'm lucky, it'd be fucking Princess Leia. I'm thinking, fucking hell, this could be Tilly's in school, little afternoon. She's been too early. Donna texts. Donna comes home. Right. Are you upstairs? Go in the bedroom. I want you to see my outfit. Fucking brilliant. I stripped off. I'm laying on the fucking bed ready. I don't
Did she think you come as Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah. So you know, fucking shit. You're
not inviting me back.
McDonald's back on.
It was the Princess Leia that got me onto it.
Right, so I'm thinking French maid, Princess Leia. I'm laying on the fucking bed. Do you know what she come in as? Fucking Shrek. She looks at me, you dirty bastard. What are you doing? I'm the fucking pervert. She comes in dressed as a big fucking green monster. Dirty bastard. Fucking, what a fucking letdown that was. Treacle Bay this weekend. Avoid it like the plague. If there's any trouble, you'll all know about it next weekend. Don't worry about that. I'm Captain Beanie, the cunt to start with. Imagine him sitting with there, fucking hell.
We won't have Captain Beanie.
No,
I followed Beanie today when I seen. I followed him on Twitter today when I
so
seen.
Beanie thinks he's the main man now, doesn't he?
He thinks he's coming on.
What year is this, mate? What year is this? He's going to be a little bit rattled, like. And he had to be doing a marathon and shit like that, didn't he? He knew he'd be doing a marathon. Fucking hell.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, Truds. One thing I got to ask you about is a personal question. How did you rate Leon Knight?
Do you know what? I thought he was a great player, great striker, goal scorer as well. I think with Kenny Jackie, he didn't want to play me and Nighty together.
That's what I was coming to.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
That's what I was coming to next. That's what I wanted to get to because they seem to play like Bayo and Leon or you and Fallon, but never you.
Yeah, or me and Bayo or Fallon and Fallon and Nighty. For me, out of them, me and Nighty was probably on paper are the best fit.
I think so.
I'll go short. He'll go in behind. Yeah. I'll create chances. He'll score goals. But I don't know why he just never fancied us the same. I think Kenny was one of them that he always liked the big man as well in there. So whether he'd like go Bayo up front as and Rory as a target man, and he tried to switch us around. If you look at his midfield, he dropped Leon and had Chris O'Leary and Owen Tudor-Jones. So his teams were like.
Physical. Big, strong. It goes back
but
to the Graham Taylor thing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's what got us out of League Two. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Kenny, he's forgotten about a bit on that, for getting us out of League Two. But that's what it was. But for me, the same thing, and I'd speak to Nighty about it in training as well, to say we're the perfect partnership to go, but he just for some reason wouldn't start us.
It always baffled me, like, because I was excited when I liked Bayo, and I knew and Bayo had a good partnership, and when Leon signed, I was like, fuck yeah, because I'd seen it. You know what I mean? I was like, this guy can finish. Nighty and Trundle up front, that's goals all day, and it just never seemed to happen.
We haven't had any games together.
No. And then we went and signed Rory Fallon then as well. And like we had 4 then, and they were trying to keep 4 people sweet, like, and 4 strikers, like Fallon came in for tidy money.
I was going to say he cost a lot of money, didn't
he? Leon Knight didn't come in for big money. I can't remember what he came in for. But you got 4 strikers out expected to be playing, and you can't play them all. But you just wanted the 2 that I wanted to play never seemed to get
and that's we never got together. You know, I always got the feeling that Kenny didn't really want me. Do you know what I mean?
Really? He left all of them. He had some great times under him, though.
Yeah, but I think it was through where he couldn't really do anything else. I remember he dropped me for one game. I think it was one of the last games at the Vetch. I think it was the last game at the Vetch. And then all the fans come on at the end on the pitch, and you go in the stand, wouldn't you, to talk? And he kept on trying to talk, and they just kept on singing my name all the time.
Yeah, did that all the
like, you know, because they must have thought, are you coming in? What are you trying to do? And I think if he would have done that, he would have been on it hiding to nothing. Wouldn't he? If he comes in and puts me out the team or tries to get rid of me, because at that time I'd established myself with the fans, where you sort of you're the fans' favourite. But I got the feeling that, I don't know whether because of, you know, nights out and that, I was probably the ringleader in starting the nights off. Do you know what I mean? If we were going out, I'd be the one who'd start. And I remember when he first come in, we had to have a meeting. So goes into his office, so I'm sitting there. So his first words was, I heard you like a night out, don't you? And I said, yeah, I'd like to get out a bit. And he said, so when do you go out? And I said, well, probably go out on a Monday, student night. A Saturday I'll go out after the game, and then we usually do an all-dayer on a Sunday. And he went, don't you think that's a bit much? And I went, being serious, I went, well, not much, because I used to go out on a Wednesday as well, but I'm not that now. I look back and I was like, if I'm going into coaching and stuff, I think, how can someone sit there, a professional, and think that's all right? But for me, I'm just telling them normal of what went on. But I'm like thinking, so what's wrong? I'm still scoring loads of goals. What's your problem?
Was it true that before Jackie came in and when Flynn was here, Flynn wasn't living in Swansea, he was living in Burnley, wasn't he?
No, him and Kev Reeves shared a place in Swansea. You know, it come out at the end that he was away all the time. The only time he was away is if we played up north, and then he'd he'd go back to Burnley then. But right the way through the week, if we were training, he was training with us. It wasn't as though he'd ever have time off. No. I think because, you know, you get to a point as a manager and that, or if he's got a missus, do you then uproot your missus from where she's happy in your home and bring her here? It's like, and at Flynn, he was an elder man as well, and he's not always a young manager coming into the game. So, you know, he still had his family home there, but him and Kev shared a place in Swansea. So every training session he was at every single one.
That was like sort of like what was going around, you know what I mean? It was like as if the boys down here, and like I've been on a taxi now since 2003, so when he was first here, and my taxi at that time, I had like a Swans badge on the side, right, like printed up, so people would get in, you know, he must be a Swans fan, and they'd talk to me, that's where I hear all these fucking jazz.
Do you know the only thing on it, what you'd probably look at is like he wasn't hard on us, like, you know, the nights out. Like, if I'm honest, if Flinny would have come to me and said, listen, Lee, you know, I don't want you out that much. If you go out on a Saturday after the game, fair enough, but I don't want you out. I would have listened to him, and I wouldn't have went out, because I expected.
I thought he was going to go the other way, and I thought he was going to say, no.
I did. I respected Flinny, and you know, he was the one who gave me my chance. And if he would have said that, I would have just had house parties then.
Oh, fucking hell. Because at that time, there was a time when it was you and Robbo and Kevin McLeod. So we were all close. I know, because it doesn't mean just because you're all from Liverpool that you'll be close, but
no. But I think you're always going to get a connection, aren't you? With if you've got someone from around your area, it's like three of you lads going from Swansea. You're gonna
pal up,
because you know each other, don't you? So, Yeah, we was probably, you know, McLeod got a bit of stick for like, he used to want to be a DJ. And
I was just going to say.
He DJs now, he DJs in Essex now, he puts his own nights on and all that. But then like, he was down, what's Payno's place called?
The Four Seasons.
No, what's the pub?
The one on, he used to be next to the old McDonald's.
Well, he was like, I think, DJing one night on there on a Friday night. Don't get me, he wasn't having a drink or nothing. DJing in there, but then has a match the next day, and like it's like,
even if he's not burying, if he's out till 2,
you're still,
our locks in it.
It's like you're still seen.
Yeah.
Even if he's out till, you're still in a pub Friday night, and then that's when the rumours start. You know, he could have went out to walk to the bar to talk to someone. Someone could have gone in your cab, or McLeod out on a Friday night. There we got a game the next day. And
city, I guess.
Of course, Robbo, great lad, probably similar to me in like he's come from non-league, come into the professional game. So for me and him coming down here, it's like opening. Even though we're from a big city, it's like opening a new world up. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone knows you and you're loving your footy, you're doing well. So like me and him would probably spend more time and go on nights out, but because we were from the same place, you know, it's going to be closer.
You know, he was like you say, I've always said that my 3 favourite players was you, Robbo and Britain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, because that was the spell I was like going all the time, and also I rated Robbo so much. And he was amazing class in that Legends game the other day.
Yeah.
The game he played there.
He's class.
He was still fucking brilliant. That finish. Where you set him up, didn't you? You had the ball in and played him in, and he dinked it like just tremendous ability.
I know.
Like, you know what I mean? He was fucking brilliant.
What is he up to now?
He's just working on the roads pad. On the tarmac. Back home in well, he'll travel all over the place because they've got to go far for that work, haven't he? But same again, it's like you're in, don't get me wrong, he would have earned good money, went to Leeds, would have earned good money, but you're not earning that money where you've got to stop working, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're not lucky enough to still be in football, you know, you've got to still go in
here
and
crust, haven't
you? Oh, million%. But, you know, don't get me wrong, I think my job on Swansea, same again, fits. It's, you know, it works well for me. Because some people, they don't like that side of it. They don't like going out and mixing, and they feel uncomfortable. Where I love it. I love getting out and having a chat, whether it's with kids. I can have a laugh with kids, whether it's going and we're talking with our charity things. I love doing it. So, you know, I count myself very lucky to be in the job that I am now for Swansea. But I think it goes back to what I've done when I was a player. You know, when I got out off my own back and went and done things, I think that stands you in good stead for them to then look at it and say, well, you know, perfect man for the job there is.
I give him credit, man. Puts a fucking shift in.
Yeah, I do.
So like we getting on, time's getting on, you know, it's like that clock is fucking wrong. My missus can't work out batteries. So it's like about 20 to 11, right? So what time will you be up in the morning?
Not on tomorrow. I've got nothing in. But that's the thing, right? It's like some days I could do 3 things in one day, and my week could be jam packed. The next week I might only do 3 things in a week. So it's like my job is governed by what people want.
Of course, yeah.
So they've got to apply to get me out to different events. So if no one wants to get me out, you know, that's when I'll go up to training ground and be amongst the lads and watch training. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, we just fit in what we can. So that's why if people say, oh, you know, I've seen you out there this morning, afternoon, then in the night, it's like, well, I don't mind doing that because I know that there could be a couple of days where I won't do anything. Course, so when they come in, I'll get them done and do them. And I think it's a good touch by the club as well. It's good, you know, for them to think of that role. Because
not every club has one, do they?
No, not everyone does. And even the ones that do will probably just do stuff on a match day at the ground, where I'll do it at match day at home, but then we'll get out in the community and do stuff as well, because it's important. I think
it's important.
It's massive, especially a club like us where you're a club where you have been close to the fans, and you know, I'll go out and there's loads of fans' names that I'll just know because you're involved with them all the time. And I think it's important to have that link, especially with the Premier League as well, because your players can go far away from the fans and that gap can get massive. And as a football club, we don't want that. We want to try and keep everyone together. And that's why, you know, I'm the link to try and do that.
But, you know, where would we be now? Like you say, if you looked at the club and you weren't there, and Kurt wasn't there, and Leon wasn't there, and Angel wasn't there, what connection would the fans have with the players that were there?
No, like you were saying about, you know, people's names and that. Like, I remember it being on the front of the fucking villa with Toozy, Trundle's bodyguard.
Yeah.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, it was fucking mates.
Yeah, it was me mates, yeah.
You know, see a fucking big fucker with a bald head.
It's the same.
It's not his
They're just trying to make
bodyguard.
someone out of fuck all.
His bodyguard.
It's the same again,
That's his
no.
fucking pal. Like.
They then started trying to make things up about Toozy's past and him getting, you know, with the football violence and things, but then trying to bring that to slur on me as though this is my bodyguard.
Yeah.
So they're trying to use any angle where Toozy's just me mate. You know, I'll still speak to Toozy now. You know, he's just a mate since I've been down here, but people just twist things, don't they?
Trying to make someone out of nothing. But then again, that must show you must have had some pull to get into the fucking, you know, your
it was the Miller.
celebrity,
Miller.
like, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean? Because let's be honest, now some League 2 player does it now, they don't get two fucks, do they? Do you know what I mean? But obviously at the time you were doing the Sky Sports thing and with the Soccer AM and
stuff,
that. So they were just trying to, like you said, they're piggybacking off the stuff they were doing.
Well, it's the same. If someone's relevant doing something at the time, they try and get on them all the time, don't they, and make stuff up whatever they can.
Do you still go on Soccer AM now? I don't get
last time, do you know what? It's got better since Fenners has gone back on now. You've got Jimmy Bullard on.
I love that thing he does, Bullard. Do you know he goes into the clubs and they do training drills? Fuck, I really want to. But every time I see it, I want to go.
I love it.
I've been on him a couple of times saying, get down to Swansea. I want to do it. I like to do a little drill against him. I think that'd be good banter as well with us too, because he's a funny fella, isn't he? So been on a couple of times and asked him to get on, but it's getting better. The last time I went on was, I think me and Brits went on together. I think that was not last season, the season before. But it's a good football show. It went down a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
To when Lovejoy left and stuff.
He was such an integral part of it, like, you know what I mean? Because he was like he's a bit of a twat, and do you know what I mean? Like in a way, like he always knows he got a little twinkle in his eye, and he's taking a piss out of himself, but he's also giving it a bit. He's a bit arrogant and that, and it's like, I like this style of way he done things like.
And
that.
I like the way, like for us and as for Swansea, it was like it showed all of the leagues, didn't it?
Yeah.
So your football club got a bit of time on there.
Yeah.
Like the DVDs thing, like
but that was Fenners just making that up. I had a T-shirt on and it said "I love Dub."
Right,
so it had D-U-B. It was a shop in Liverpool. But then when I've sat on the couch and it's wrinkled up, then he made "I love DVDs" and then it just took off from there.
Yeah. Fucking class.
Was that the one with you and Robbo
dancing in the
bed?
That was a different one. Different one, yeah. That was we'd been like me and Robbo were roommates. So then we'd come to the hotel room and like music come on in the room, so we just fucking about. So I just started doing like rave dancing as though I'm going mad and that, and then Robbo come out the bog and he's doing it, and I went, lad, if we score tomorrow, one of us scores, we'll do that dance. So then he scored the first goal, and then we both done the dance, and then that's when he done like a recreation of it.
Yeah, it's like in the hotel room today.
That's what I remember.
We had skinheads, so they both had bathing caps on, didn't he? Just with their undies on, doing the dance in the room.
That was fun. You know, another thing I remember, you know that Yeovil goal, the one that would be next to your LDV Vans finish. Was that the second?
Yeah, that's my second one. Yeah.
You know. What was that? You know when you're dropping a ball and that ball drops down there. Did you see that keeper off his line, or was it just like instinct?
Well, because it was the keeper that kicked it. So the keeper was to the side of the goal. Bayo had gone and closed him down. He's took a touch and kicked it, but he's looped it up into the air. Yeah. So as soon as it's in the air, I knew that he was out of his goal. So just instinct was to get it down and try and hit it straight away. And you know it's lobbed over his head nicely.
The best thing about that goal was the touch, like bring it down. Like it's not like I see Xavi Alonso at the field where the ball's rolling through him. It's actually who touches. It's not better than a finish. He scored from the halfway line, but who touched to bring it down, especially when it's looping in the air.
Yeah, like, of course.
That was the fucking.
And that was a massive game because we talked about that was the first
Friday night,
first ever night game, first night game at the Liberty.
Do you want to remember that fucking game? Because I bought this new Lacoste pull over top, right? So I'm a freezer, so normally I wear like fucking 5 layers, but we were on a piss. We were season ticket holders, as I'd say, and we were in the West Stand at that time, so we were right basically just up from above where you hit that shot, and I just decided, no, I'm just going to go t-shirt and this because we were going out straight after it. Oh my god, it was
freezing, wasn't it?
Freezing. We were sat there like Alex if we dressed ready to go to town.
Yeah.
Like sitting watching this Friday night game. That was thank fuck you scored that goal. At least we had a bit of fucking heat going.
Yeah, well, 2-0 winning. We beat them 2-0.
Yeah. And they brought the full allocation.
Oh yeah, they did. They filled it. Yeah.
Good atmosphere.
Yeah, it was good. But like I say, because Yeovil are like all tractor drivers and that, there was no segregation or fuck all. It was literally everyone was sat next to each other because there was going to be no aggro. So it was like proper full. That was the first time I ever remember seeing it full. Like.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game because I scored a penalty first half, 1-0, and then scored that goal. Yeah. Second half.
I think we were second and they were first or something like that. We were both up
there.
Yeah,
we were both up there. Yeah,
because we had that was the run of season. We beat Bristol City 7-1 as well.
Yeah, and then that was when Brian Tinnion was the manager. Then he got sacked that day as well.
Because I remember going because obviously we hadn't played.
That was right. That was at the near the start.
Yeah. Because we beat Tranmere first game when Bayo scored.
Yeah.
Did he miss a penalty?
Miss a penalty. Yeah.
I don't want to bring that up.
But he fucking did anyway.
And we played Bristol City like third or fourth game at home that year, and because we hadn't played Cardiff for years at that point, like Bristol City's like, fuck, we got Bristol City, like we're gonna like trying to create an ego and it's not there, like and we go down and then we smashed them. I remember McLeod scoring a screamer.
He scored a great goal,
25 yards.
Top corner where he scored an hat-trick that day.
He scored a hat-trick, and I remember Lee. I don't. Did you score that game?
Yeah, I scored. Leon scored.
That's like I say, apart from McLeod's screamer. And Leon, because Leon ran it from his own half, if you remember, and he just kept going.
I scored 2, I think. Did I?
Because that's one of the games I always go back to, like, because we didn't thump many fucking teams any.
No. I remember one where Roberto's took a quick free kick, put it in, and then I've put it into the near post. Trying to think who scored. Because Leon scored. McLeod 3. I'm not sure if I did I can't remember.
Who else scored in that one? But that was one of the. We had such a good run. It was like, and it was the first year in that new stadium, and it was just such a high at that point. Like, do you know what I mean?
But we needed that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Going. I think the way it worked out brilliant. Where the last season at the Vetch, we got promoted out of there. Yeah. So you're starting a new era.
Going into the new stadium, like.
So then you're getting them fans in as well, and then to start off in the new stadium, because for us as players as well. As a kid, you want to play at big grounds, and then you're coming in, and this is your home ground, because I remember like at that level where we'd go to Hull, and you'd go into their ground, what they've got, and you'd think, these must be some team here, because you'd be looking at the ground and the surroundings, and I think that helped us as well. And with the Soccer AM stuff, I think teams sort of feared us before they were coming in, because it probably makes you look bigger than what you are with your stadium, with your stuff on Sky and all that. And the momentum took us forward, and we had we started off really well.
Fantastically, yeah. I actually remember you got injured in Forest, didn't you?
Yeah,
we went there, and we beat them 2-1 that day.
Yeah,
I think Forbesy
scored a great goal. Ball come over the top, didn't he? And he's jumped and put it over the keeper's head.
And I remember you scoring. It was just in the start of the second half.
Yeah,
we were down this end. And you scored at
the opposite end,
inside, and you bent in the top corner, and straight away, didn't you?
Yeah, my hip pulled me hip. Yeah,
I remember looking over and going, fuck, that don't look good. Even though we were like celebrating, calm down. It was like, fuck, that don't look good. And you was out for quite a while.
Yeah, I was out for I think a month. I was out for.
And I think I remember that was the point where it just seemed to like dull our season a little bit like that. Did you know what I mean?
Don't you think it's perfect all who played the two? Who did the Vetch and who did,
definitely. Because then people will ask what's the best atmosphere, and like they're both two completely different atmospheres. You can't really judge them because they're completely different.
You can't recreate the needle that was on another flag.
You can't.
Not in an all-seater stadium.
No,
it's not possible. We've discussed this year, like all the people who were full on about the Swans were all in one area.
Yeah,
that's not there now. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere.
But then the way the modern game is now, you couldn't go and get 30 tickets together and all sit together. And I think that's the sad part about it. Where beforehand at the Vetch, you could be all in the boozer together. We'd meet in, you all have a good drink, you all head over together. Straight away, you're in that atmosphere of all that togetherness, aren't you? You get into the ground, and then
sounds like the players.
But then you start the singing off yourself because you're all together. Everyone else joins in. But with the seats, you don't get that because you can't all sit together.
Testament to, I think, my top 5 goals for the Swans, who probably scored 2 of them, like the Oval one and the one in the Millennium Stadium. Out of 5 goals for all them years, who fucking be watching. it was two of them. Like.
Yeah. There was another one I remember was the Barnsley free kick. It was on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
That was a cracker because it was from about 30 yards bent over the wall. But there was a lot there in your first season that probably weren't as spectacular as the over one at the LDU.
Oh no, they wasn't.
But when you were getting him into your feet and you were doing that and fucking the defender's running that way and you've left him and then just rolled it in the corner. Like I say, that's what I mean as a fan watching that was I never saw anyone that could do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, fuck. He's just literally Cruyff turned that guy and the guy's still running the opposite direction.
He's in the prison running away. He's on the non-swings.
And the thing was, you think these defenders would learn, but they just kept doing it.
But then the thing, it's like, even though if I play, and even if I play now, I'm always going to go onto my left foot. I never really go onto my right, but it's when are you going to go onto that foot? And all you need is half a yard, don't you, to get that shot off? And I think it's hard to look like Ronaldo, Messi. Now if you watch them, you've got every clip of how they play. We know how they play, but it's like how do you stop?
That's what makes the player, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what makes everyone can say put him on his right foot. Fucking good luck with that. That's what makes someone special and average, fucking that.
But then that's like with the veteran that I think when you come along and then you've got a player who's doing them sort of tricks and especially if you haven't had that over the years, you're going to have a connection with that person, aren't you? Because suddenly, people say to me before I come down, you wouldn't really see people walking around with people's names on the back of the shirt.
Maybe you come by.
Oh, maybe every fucking had a mullet. And
that's what I mean.
I couldn't get my hair that fucking out.
I've got a lovely picture in ours where there's about 8 kids and they're sitting on like the beachfront. Yeah. So you've got the sea and everything there. You got the sand. They're all on a wall, and all of them have got Trundle number 10, and all their ears little sticking up at the top. And for me to look at a picture like that and think, you made an impact on, it makes me proud to know that.
Yeah.
There's you're playing on Sunday, are you?
Yeah.
Right, because we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago that obviously Chris Greenstead was a friend of ours who recently passed away, and they're doing a charity game. Paddy is running the Saints team. Are you running the Saints team?
He's
involved. And there's 4 teams involved. But are you and Tatey playing, is it?
Yeah, I've heard Tatey's playing, so they must have got in touch with him and asked him. They asked me would I play, and same again, when it's your area like that, you get out and you play, don't you? You make money for what is it, his charity or his family or whatever
it's for the single and hospital chemo day unit. Because he had to go through a lot of chemotherapy and that, so it's for the chemo day unit. It's 1 o'clock Sunday, Daniel James School.
Yeah.
We'll assume you're playing for the Saints now because of your
fucking hell, Andy, I can fuck off. You know what I mean?
But I think that's great. That's a massive lift to the people that have been affected by Chris's death. For everyone that's there before you stick your name in, but when you put your name to that and Tatey puts his name to that, it must be massive for them.
Like, you know, and the other thing as well, right? It's like obviously you go and you help the community, but for like even for like his family and stuff, even if you can go along and it takes their mind off it for an hour or a day, or we've all been through bad things, whether it's family and stuff like that, and it's just trying to do that, and that's why I like to get involved in stuff like this.
For the family, they goes home to each other and say, "Oh, Chris must have been well liked."
Yeah,
Trundle was there. It just makes it a bit more special, and for anything for the family to think. And he was a really well liked fucking lad. Yeah. Anything like that makes them think, "Oh, and Trundle was there." Makes a massive difference in my opinion. Should be good things.
That's why you've got to get out and do it, because it's important. And like, even though we speak about my job going out and you'll see pictures of me everywhere on Twitter and stuff, that's my job for the football club. If I hear about stuff like that, I'll go out and just do it on myself. Like the thing with Mitch, no one got in touch with me. I heard the story. I said, I want to go and see the kid. Let me, get in touch with someone.
Changes his life for him.
Yeah.
But you got that story forever.
It's something he's on here talking about it. It's something that matters to him.
I actually saw him tonight because he's one of the coaches for the team that my oldest son plays for. He doesn't coach my oldest son, but I saw him tonight in the first. And he said, "What time's Trundle on? What time's Trundle on?" I said, "Oh, so
but then it's nice for him to to have that, and even like stuff like if you go into people's funerals or people have been sick and I've went to their house to see them and stuff like. I'm not going to put a picture up of that on Twitter because that's not me. That's not my job. I'm not going to do it for that. I'm going because, you know, I feel honoured that I can make a difference for someone. And as I say, if it takes the mind off it or the family's mind, you know, I come away sad sometimes. I've went and sat in the car when I've been told a story and sat in with them, and I'll be honest, I've cried in the car on stuff, but then I'm proud to know that I could make a little impact and take the mind off it for a little bit. And if you're put in a position where I see it as a privileged position in what you are, being a footballer and now an ambassador, I think you've got to get out and do as much as you can, because it makes you feel good as a person as well, to go out and to do that type of thing.
Yeah, it's fucking, well, like I say, they say that you shouldn't meet your heroes, and I will say this: you are my hero. I'm quite happy to say this to face, fucking as a grown man, and you have not disappointed me in one bit, mate. I met my other hero, Roy Chubby Brown. I was like John Menzies in 2002. He shook my hand. He's a lot bigger than he looks on stage.
What's Chubby Brown doing next Thursday?
You see if we can get him on. Hey, the sky's the limit. We never thought we'd have Trundle here.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're not going to keep you any longer. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and he does as well. If I'm sure you'll come back and we'll do this again.
Yeah, of course, my pleasure, lads.
But you know, you being here, was being sincere earlier, that it gives us a rub, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were just doing this to mess around and have a fucking laugh. You were coming here, and people outside now seeing it. Trundle's gone on that, and you know, me add a little bit of credibility to idiots sitting around talking about football, like, do you know what I mean? And I want to thank you.
Yeah,
for
but
that.
then, as I say, that's the thing where there's loads talking about it now, and you know, going on about the podcast, and there's loads coming to me, and it's great for you to just start something off for a bit of banter and to get some football talk on. It's nice to get everyone involved, isn't it, and get them listening, and because it's a good laugh, you know. I've really enjoyed it.
I'd say that from my point of view, that's what I've enjoyed the most. Is like, there's a lot of people I don't know, they don't know me. A lot of people I know, of course, like, but they're contacting me and they're saying, look, I love this, and I love that. There's a guy from Leeds. He's living in Swansea, but he's a Leeds fan. He actually told me to give you shit because you missed a penalty for Leeds.
They did against Hereford.
And he's messaging me and all these guys. I'm just getting to know people, like, do you know what I mean? And I think that was a lot of what this was about for me, was meeting people. And like Stacey Farnell, who came on the second episode, I knew Stacey from Twitter but didn't really know him. And we sat down, we had this conversation, we got to know each other. People like it, do you know what I mean? People seem to like the realness of what
definitely.
we just sitting there. I didn't want to, like I said, people were like, oh, will you ask Trundle this, will you ask Trundle that, will you do this, will you do that? That's not what we're about. That's not the way I see it.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be relaxed and have a little chat. Like,
I think the way other people look at it as well, and fans, is like, it's not scripted. So what you're saying is, everything's real, isn't it? It's not as though you've sat down and we've prepared questions and saying everyone knows. It's just a sit down, it's a chat, and I think that's what people like, honesty. And that's why when you said about, should we, about talking about the current situation, well, it's our football club, so we've got to talk about it, haven't we? And that's what we've done.
Like I say, I didn't want to. Obviously, with what had happened with Anthony and Johnny, and the sort of, they've been told not to do it. That's why I thought that it wouldn't be possible, and I didn't want to put you in any position where it would get you in any sort of trouble. Which I don't think anything has been said.
No, definitely not.
You know what I mean? So, like I say, I just want to thank you again.
Sam, my pleasure,
for coming on, and we'll 100% do this again.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Anything else, Brad?
We're done.
We're done.
Really good laugh. Like,
I really enjoyed. I'm happy. We had to bump one of the boys because you were coming on. James Lights Out Lily was supposed to be on this week.
Well, he's tough, Trunds.
Oh, Lights Out Lily.
Should have get him on. I should have set him on my day.
Lights Out. How much he bumped up. Losing, son. Losing.
The Lights Out. The Lights Out was supposed to be on, but we had to bump him. He's giving me shit today.
Yeah.
He said, "You're right."
As long as he doesn't give me any, I'm all right.
Lee Lights On, Trunds.
I WhatsApped him today. I said, "Look," I said, "Lil, you right for next Thursday?" "Yeah, mate. You're not going to bump me now for fucking Andy Robinson." I said,
Chubby Brown coming. You fat bastard.
I said, if Trunds gives us Robbo's number, we're going to have the El Toro, what did we call him? He's emceeing the fight show that we was involved with on the weekend, and Paddy's intro was fucking fantastic. I don't like to blow his trumpet too much, like, you know, we don't want to get too fucking cocky over here, but it was fucking tremendous. What was it?
El Tero Townhill, the Townhill Terror. Best thing is, the guy's fighting from Paris. You know what I mean? I'm going to fucking clue what day it is. How many fingers am I holding up? Thursdays.
So anyway, Trans, thank you very much.
Thanks,
It's been a
boys. My pleasure.
Patrick, as always, and I hope everyone's enjoyed. And we're definitely 100% going to do it again further down the line. Thank you very much, everyone.
Ambition is critical.